So the lawyer Abdul, I didn't get the son name, but it's Sam Larry's lawyer. Then Modauda, that's Piazzo. I think that's for the doctor. She represents the doctor. She represents Dauda.
Okay, I want to ask you questions. There's a Sam Larry.
Please, can we all mute ourselves? I beg. I don't show on the book where I want to read. It's plenty, I beg. About how many pages? Please, just hold on. I will read all that I've been able to capture. So maybe the ones I might not be able to capture, I would say it. So please, I beg. Kindly wait. I just started. They've not even taken questions from anybody.
Don't mind that. You don't mind that. Okay.
So as I said,
was there.
even this other lawyer, Otunga, is representing diaspora. So at that period, the magistrate asked the lawyer that she asked him a question or so. So he was saying that he represents the diaspora lawyer, the people in diaspora, people abroad. So she told him that they will not be able to take his appearance. Maybe because there's a filing I think they said he's meant to do. They asked him some questions. The magistrate asked him the question. So he responded that he has not done it or he didn't do it. So she said they will not take his appearance. Now, and I think that's why he didn't ask much questions also. Now the pathologist, was called out. He said around 11:20 a.m. Now, pathologist said he's from Ibadan. He gave his profile, told everyone he gave out his profile. So, and he also confirmed. Okay, now the magistrate also confirmed that she has two copies. That's the autopsy toxicology report. Then the funny part is not funny. Let me just be straight. Now the results came out in handouts. You know when they call handouts, like copies of A4 papers in all these blue and white. You see all those blue papers that have spiral binding. It has a spiral bound. So all those kind of stuff. That's where the result was in. So even the magistrate was like flagging it that this is it. Can you see? Yeah. To be honest with you, yes, nothing sealed. Now, but they said they've not read it. I don't know. Let's go on. So now the magistrate said confirming the two copies. So the pathologist's name was questioned. He says his name is Unwom Okerenke, sorry. He's the chief consultant, and the introducer said that since 2009 he started practicing in Nigeria. After introducing himself that he was schooled in UK. He schooled in UK. He has been practicing in other places, but he came back to Nigeria like 2009 to practice. So the SAN says, okay, resume of pathologist. Is it at the resume of pathologist? Now the SAN is asking question now after the pathologists have introduced themselves. He said, the resume of the pathologist, is it on page 3 to 4? The pathologist looked and said yes. SAN said, scope of work given, is it in page 5? The pathologist responded. Now, Sanchito was asking him questions on the result so that he can confirm it. SAN, documents presented or something. I missed the part. Is it on page 6 to 8 of the report? The pathologist said overview of highlights. Yes. SAN asked again. Summary of autopsy, of first autopsy. That's the summary of the first autopsy. Is it in page 9 to 11? The pathologist said yes. Now, your observation of first autopsy report, is it on page 12 to 13? Pathologist said yes. SAN says, your own report, sorry please, your own report is on page 14 to 19, right? Pathologist said yes. Now, went further to say, your comments on page 20 of the report, right? He said yes. Now, again. You're informed, sorry please. Yes, okay, no. You're referred, what's the word again? I don't miss that part. Okay, no, what's it? What do? Well, you should ask him about something about a reformed, maybe what did I write? I'm sorry, forgive me. It's on page 21. He confirmed it. Everything was confirming pages. Your summary on page 25, right? He said yes. The pathologist responded yes. So then I missed some other questions. So Sam said letter of engagement, appendix, right? Is it on page 2? He said appendix 2. He said yes. Then first appendix, the first autopsy, the appendix as well. Is it on appendix 4? He also confirmed, pathologist confirmed yes. Now the son also asked what techniques was to check for trauma. What techniques did he use in checking for trauma? Now the pathologist said he applied three. That's he checked the skeletal because body done. He said because body has gone through changes. Check from skull. That's the dorsal part of the skull to check for trauma to the head. And people not knowing conditions can cause. Sorry, people not knowing the condition cause of sign. Health condition to the head. That's like what he was saying there is like in case of any head trauma, like maybe eating head or anything could have happened to the head. When he checked it during the process, nothing came out. He didn't see anything to the head. There was no head trauma. Then he said he used the other way again. They call it crackpot. He gave a scenario with clay pots that mothers in those days used to use. That you know when a clay pot, if it cracks and all that the brain, that's how it is. So he gave the process, the stages of brain, the cerebral, floral, and all that you find in the brain, and all that. He said he checked it as well. He said it also came out negative. That's Avon described the skull, and Then he also said the other test he now did again was the spinal. Okay, no. Then he said, okay, yes, inside this one, he said he checked for the spine. Now, in the spinal examination, the nature of images seen at funeral, because at the funeral, he said he saw the way Mohbad's neck was bent. He has seen that video. So that's why he had to go through the spinal to check if there is any issue at the spinal, and it also came out negative. So he gave another reference again. He said he did the third stage was that he did histology. So he gave a sample. He said because he checked for the if there's an injury at the waist side as well, or if that there was no injury to that side on the spinal cord as well, that there's no injury. Then he said trauma, all trauma, the three that's the traumas that he checked. That's the spinal, the head, the crack. He used something like he said crackpot. So I said the spinal cord, and the skeletal that he checked. That's the head part, the skull. There was no injury. Why do you want to send me an essay? Then Sam said summary of second autopsy findings. What do you have? The pathologist said pieces from first autopsy that there is little pathology, and he said burial delayed. He said burial delayed stage of decomposition, so no little disease found. He said toxicology. He said 3 classes of drugs, which he explained all the drugs and the classes. Then he now said he checked for abuse. Thank you. He said he checked for abuse. If Mohbad, if there is maybe like coke, there is Igbo, all those kind of things, too much of all those things, if it's in the system. And when they checked it, he will be glad to tell the father of the deceased that Mohbad they didn't find any hard drugs in Mohbad's body. Then he said the second stage he checked for the toxicology was also the psychoopioid or something like that. That's drugs for brain. The drugs for brain. Meaning if maybe someone needs to rest and all that, because of their mental state, they will need drugs to cool their brain down and all that. He didn't find anything. He said then third was general medicine, which is things like paracetamol, like maybe when you have malaria, you take drugs for malaria, all those kind of treatments and everything. They checked it and nothing like that was found. So all came out negative. Now he went on to the toxicology. He said he used the tissue, that's the muscle, for his cause. He used the tissue, right? Now he said, let me read. He said he used tissue for his cause, for it cause no liver, blood, etc. These days stays more on the drugs. They will stay more on tissue or air. So on this part, what he explained was that the reason they had to use the tissue is because they couldn't find blood. There was no liver, no maybe organs in Mohbad's body that they could use. So he used the tissue, that's Mohbad's muscle, which is more or less like flesh now, something like that, was what they used to do the next testing. And the reason they use that is that you can either find some things like all those drugs in the skin, because those are the last stages that there will be a breakdown of drugs, or the air. Yes, he mentioned some other places, yes, but I just documented air. He said because of the air, it also takes time to decay, like fade off. Then Sana said, what's cause of death? So he said it was like he would say it's the phenhydramine. He can speculate, but would not want to, but won't do that. He said he could speculate, and that's a class 5, which means beaten by nature. He said he can say it's also under determined. That's that he cannot determine the cause of death. Thank you, Supermom 2. They cannot, determine its cause of death. There was no incident of injection. Then he said more of anaphylactic reaction. That it is more of anaphylactic reaction. And this way he was saying that that it was more of anaphylactic that he will suggest could be, but he cannot determine the major cause of death since all those other things he has checked came out negative. Then Sam said before treatment, is a doctor to carry out diagnosis first, and why? The pathologist said yes, because people have different reaction. So he gave an example. He said, after answering that question, he gave an example that a mother and a child, they can be sick. You understand? The symptom the mother will show, the child might not show it. That's why doctors always want to review a patient before they will diagnose, because they are different body and different people. So even if you are blood related, like siblings, mother and child or whatever, it will be advisable that you should still go to the hospital, because it's different symptoms that everybody brings out. Then the next part was he asked again, he said, yes, Sanna said, given medication without checking, is it ethical? Like under medical stuff. The pathologist said no, that it is unethical, that under the normal ethics, you have to review the patient, you have to diagnose before you can now give medication. That is unethical for a nurse to give medication. Then I missed the question of the son, but the pathologist was like, manner of death is dicey. I am aware, not privy to other evidences, but from medical, the information known to him will be underdetermined. Now, I think on this part, he now further went on, because what he was saying was that he didn't see any evidence that he can use to work with the cause of Mohbad's spine. Maybe, if I'm just saying allegedly for me now, if there's an object, maybe they showed him that, oh, this is the object they said, then he can now say, okay, this could be the cause of Mohbad's spine. But based on the medical findings that he did, he's going to say, because he's not privy to other evidences, like he doesn't have other evidences to add to it. But based on the test they did, he will say it is undetermined, like you cannot determine the manner of spine. Let's go on. The next part. So, then he further on said, medical misadventure, because they know who is this one? Structurally, he doesn't know the cause of. Oh, please go back, I beg. Mute yourself. Please, I beg. When I say come up, mute yourself. Structurally, he doesn't. No, hold on, please. He said structurally, he doesn't know the cause of why, but medically, it looks like a misadventure. So San says, what would you observe as gaps from first autopsy? So pathologist was like, nothing much, but highlighted injury scene at a 1.5 centimeter, which is a scratch. Sorry, please. Okay, yes, which is a scratch. He said it's insignificant and can't cause spine. No stab, but just bruise. We didn't show, because it has gone through postpartum. So he said if there was a stab injury now, that he would have seen it, because the thing would have pierced it. But what they could see is more or less like a scratch wound, and that's from the part that from the first result, what they said they saw. But on his own, that because Mohbad's body have gone through postpartum, he can't see, they didn't really see anything, and that kind of injury cannot cause it. There is no stab wound, so he confirmed no stab wound. So he said, and on the spine as well, he said the second thing he discovered is that nothing was found on the spine, like any injury on the spine. Now, there is a part I missed. The pathologist, that's Sanchito's question also, but pathologist replied, he said limited as highlighted, did higher level, that's he did the higher level of testing for Mohbad. Yeah, superficial one, but he didn't see it because of the stage of Mohbad's body. So now said the recommended test ought to be carried out, right? Like, sorry, before they started, right? They were having sorry please, because I didn't document that, because they were having hiccups on who to start with or not to start with. So they said let the pathologist go first. They wanted the driver, but they said let the pathologist go first, and the pathologist will come back now for proper questioning. That's thorough. What's the word again? There's a word for it. This one, he came to read part of the stuff, but they will do more, yes, cross-examination, sorry please. They will do cross-examination on the next inquest, which is I think 25th or 28th of this month. They will do cross-examination then. So for now, they just through the questions, lights and all that. So let me continue. So Sam said, yes, about the recommended test that is ought to have been carried out. So he talked about, the pathologist was like, the GCMS is so expensive. Now, he says the GCMS is very expensive. It's a chemical, it's a chemical decision, yeah, and no one carries all tests, but they do what is necessary. They did GCMS. So now at this part here, he was explaining to everyone, explaining to Sanchitu that, you know, they told the first autopsy pathologist that they should do further GCMS. So now the pathologist was not trying to explain that GCMS is a very, very expensive test, and also further, yeah, and he went for that to talk about it, that some people might not be able to afford it. So what they do is that they look at the important tests and run it, because it's still the vital things that will bring out results. All the other ways that they are doing it. So that GCMS, I think it's more or less like maybe if you are taking from tissue, because the first pathologist took fluid, he did the tissue. So I think that's the GCMS. GCMS is more or less like taking tissue. But let me read further, Sha. I think I wrote that one. So Sam was like, what would you advise coroner to take from the first test, or just yours? So pathologist was like, it's dicey. Anyone can go to quantitative test. Yeah, can go to quantitative test. And he gave example. Yes, I said, but gave example of biopsy and pap smear. When he checked the result, they gave normal dosage. So he can't say this substandard. This is substandard. He did on tissue, they did on fluids. Okay, which was what I was telling you people. So I summarized that. So at this part where the pathologist was talking, the pathologist was saying that they can do, it's just like when a woman wants to do test, right? Cervical test. That the first thing you have to do is biopsy. Is pap smear. You cannot just jump into doing biopsy. Biopsy is like when they will now carry a sample, put it inside a bottle, and take to the lab. Although I didn't explain that, but I'm just explaining based on the little that I know. Now they take the sample from this, like maybe there's a growth. You understand? They try and cut out of they will, I think there's a way they do it. They take out that growth, a piece out of it, put it inside a bottle, so you take it to the lab to go and do biopsy. They will check. But on this one, what he was, because he was giving it as an example, that instead of them going to do biopsy, you first start from somewhere. You understand? It's not that maybe you have a condition in your body. You first run a test. You first go through step by step before you do the last thing. So that's what he was trying to say with his biopsy and pap smear, that you have to do a pap smear. Pap smear is like inserting like a long stick with like a cotton wool kind of stuff, cotton board, a long one. They insert it into the woman's VJ to take some stuff from her VJ, then they run a test. So when the test now comes out with some kind of stuff that it seems there is a growth here, or it's like cancer, or it's not cancerous, then they will now run biopsy. Sure you get. So now what he was trying to say is that you cannot run and start doing biopsy without doing pap smear first. So he now gave that example that these other people, that's the first pathologist, they did they did the fluid way. They went through the first stage, but they did the muscle one, which is more or less like the GMS. Then we went further to say, yes, he said he did on tissue, that's the skin, that's what he took. While the first pathologists, they took fluid because they were able to get blood. He couldn't get blood. Thank you so much. Now, Sana said, I think I think his dad should be happy. Okay, yes, this is what the son said. I think the son should be happy, not the pathologist, not forgive him. But I think his dad should be happy no drug abuse was found and rumors would be stopped. So because it was Sanshitu that made that statement that Baba Mohbad would be excited, like happy to hear that there was no hard drugs found in Mohbad's body, which is one of the positive news. Like instead of all these rumors that some people were saying Mohbad was taking hard drugs, so his image on taking drugs is clear. Now the next one is so at this point I missed it. Sorry, when the pathologist was talking, because I did not document it. Now when the pathologist first started it, he did not see any head injury on Mohbad, right? At that moment, Spending bent his head, he was crying seriously, he was sweating, he wasn't comfortable, he was feeling sick. That was when the whole thing started. Spending wasn't okay, he cried, he was crying seriously. So, and that was giving some kind of like, he feels they've set him up as well. Maybe he has heard the real gist and he doesn't know what's up. So Spending cried at that part. That was earlier before this part that we got to. So moving forward, then San said something. How many years of practice has the pathologist had? Hi, Angel. The pathologist said 25 years. Sana asked about the auxiliary nurse. San asked about auxiliary nurse. What does yeah, they asked him what. Yeah, okay. Maybe you ask me questions later, Sha. They only told him to go outside if he's not comfortable. Anybody who is not comfortable should go outside. Yeah. So then pathologist, okay. So when they asked about the auxiliary nurse, the pathologist was like, he's not aware of the body that they represent, but is to go to sorry, but he doesn't understand. Can we come by here? Might be no job because now fast writing that they do here. Something to go to hospital, Sha. Though we are in Africa and people get things before visiting the hospital. Okay, yeah. At this point, the pathologist was like, he doesn't know the body that the auxiliary nurses in Nigeria represent, that there is no body. That's like, when you say body, that's like Nigerian Midwifery Council, LASMA, VIO, they are a body. Like task office or something, yeah. I can say their bodies, like organized, like bodies where people go and register. You have license to do some things, yeah. So I'm going to use that as an example. So that's the body he was talking of. That no auxiliary nurses are not recognized by any any healthcare bodies. So like Nigerian Midwifery Council don't recognize auxiliary nurses. Excuse me. Yeah, so I think the staff asked him another question, which I missed, but he responded that if anyone is sick, he will advise that they should go to the hospital. So now, so what happened was that pathologist, when he finished, the female lawyer wanted to ask the question. So they're like, they'll need to take Sam Larry's question because of lights. That the pathologist is going to come back, because I also wanted to ask pathologist a question, but they said pathologist was going to ask a question later. Although some people misunderstood, thinking that pathologist will respond later, but my doubt was real. So pathologist is to reappear for cross-examination. So they didn't ask him any questions, so they asked him like to proceed. So now Sam Larry was put on the screen. He couldn't show up. So as at 12:19 p.m., now Sam Larry swore himself in. He was sworn in. He said he's a Muslim and he's vowed to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. That his name is okay. So now the lawyer asked, that what's his name and what job does he do. Sam Larry was like, he's Sam Balogun. Please don't forget though, I said the pathologist will be coming back this month, April 25th, from 11 a.m. to be cross-examined. They will still question him. He will be cross-examined. So Sam Larry said it's Sam Larry. His name is Samson Balo, because they didn't want to even take the pathologist, but they said we should just start and give some today. Because people were shouting, no, let him start talk small. So now said, okay, Sam, because of the light or something, I don't know. So they said Samson Balo, he said his name is Samson Balo Goeletu. He stays at 18 Oshodi Street, Lagos Island. And his profession is that he is a show promoter. Now, this is Sam Larry's lawyer who says, because Sam Larry's lawyer, now, when they are going to ask you a question, your lawyer will introduce you first. You know, your lawyer, the lawyer that you are representing, will tell you to introduce yourself and tell people what you do. Yeah, he's a show promoter. Now, the lawyer now said, do you recall this honorable court? So, this honorable court summoned on the 21st August 2024. And, something Ogosha. Isha said yes, that he remembers that he was called. Yes, you remember there was a court summon in August. So he recognized it. He said yes. He remembers that he was summoned in August and is present. So he said yes. So the lawyer said, if you see your disposition of oath, will you remember? Sam Larry was like, yes. So they showed him, and he said, yes, that is the disposition that he was given and that that was submitted. So lawyer was like, what do you want us to do with it? That's the disposition. Sam Larry was like, he would like the court to adopt it as his own truth before the honorable court. Then Sam Larry said, before the honorable court. Now I think the lawyer asked him, again, you know the importance and okay, now this is Sam, sorry please, this is Sam. As at 12:24, the Sam now took over. Now the Sam now said, the importance of swearing by the Holy Quran and 3 sets of judgment, right? That doesn't know the importance of the Holy Quran. Sam Larry said yes. He now said, the 3 importance of judgment. So Sam Larry couldn't answer. He was just looking at that moment. He didn't say anything. Then Sanshitu, because it was the way I documented it, Sanshitu now said, judgment of people, court, and the important one is judgment of God. So am I correct? And he said, and is it correct? Sam Larry said yes. Now Sam said, do you know the late Mohbad? Sam Larry said yes. Sam said, based on the 3 judgments and Quran, that's the 3 judgments he said, the one of the court, the God and people's judgments. And people's judgment. Because based on the 3 judgments and Quran, what's your relationship with Mohbad? So Sam Larry wanted him to remember that he just swore by the Quran and the importance of those 3 kind of judgments. Sam Larry now said that that is their relationship is to give jobs to each other, like shows, that they give each other shows. If he has a show, he will call Mohbad. If Mohbad has a show, Mohbad will also call him, that guy who show they. That's what they do. They promote each other. Sana said, you are accused of harassing and scaring Mohbad. Sam Larry said, I did not harass or threaten him, that I didn't do anything. Sam said, there was a time you asked him to perform. Sorry, I made a mistake. There was a time you asked, I didn't write asked. There was a time you paid him to perform for your mom. Sam Larry said, no, he interjected and he said, not my mom, but mine. That's like, not his mother's own, but his own show. His own birthday. That's what he paid Mohbad for. Sam now said, for alleged of 2 million, Sam Larry said yes. It was to travel with him to Dubai, and he didn't show, and he paid him 2 million. He said Mohbad was to go to Dubai with him, that it was there he was going to do the birthday, and he paid Mohbad 2 million. At some point, he even said they spent about 20 million on the flight ticket that they were to use, all of them, to go for the party, for the birthday. But Mohbad did not turn up. He didn't show up. I think he made mention that he even settled that maybe Mo was saying that the 3 of them must go. That's him and the wife and his child or something. But not like, no, that he couldn't do it, allegedly. Let's go on to the next one. Sana said, you weren't happy. You weren't happy he didn't show. Sam Larry said yes, that he was not happy, but still he was happy. Now Sam Larry was giving 2 answers, that he was happy and also not happy that Mohbad did not show up, like Mohbad disappointed him. But Lizzie, you want to dance? Now, then Sam asked again. An incident at the beach happened when? It was like, Sam Larry was like, yes, in June 25, 2023. He was there at Elegushi Beach. What are you saying? It's your cry that will be much, because your people have been parading you. Now, Sam, during then you met Mo, right? Sam Larry said yes. Thank you so much. God bless you. Sam, there was a scuffle. You approached, molested, attacked him at the beach, right? Sam Larry said no, I didn't. I went there alone, and after then we went to eat amala. So Sam Larry was explaining himself that. So at this point here, Sam Larry explained himself that he said, this was also Sam Larry, he said, I went there alone. I did not beat him. That when I got there, that Zlatan told him that, don't do this for that. Zlatan intervened between him and Mohbad. And after the whole show, all of them went to eat amala, that they were cordial later, and they left. So another part here, let me continue. So he said no, I didn't. Went to eat amala because Zlatan came in between to settle it. That's like intervene, which I've explained now. Sam now asks again, when one owes, how do you get it back? What's the steps to take? Like when somebody owes you money, what are the steps that you are to take if the person is not responding? Sam Larry said he messaged Mo on Instagram, and Mo was not responding. He tried to call back, and Mo did not reply him. The son now asked him that question again, that when somebody is not paying you back the money, like they didn't pay you back the money that they are to pay you back, who do you hold? Like, who are you going to know that? I said, who do you take the matter to? Like, where do you take it to? He still said, so Sam Larry was like, he asked that they should call him, and he didn't pick it. That 2023 was first time he faced him concerning it. So it was like it was 2023 that he faced Mohbad concerning that money, that he needs his money back, and that was like twice that he saw Mohbad in 2023. Then Stan said, is it that the step is that the step to take? Is that the step to take? Sam Larry was like, the step to take is asking him for his money. Now Sam Shitu was like, is that the step that Sam Larry was to take concerning collecting his money back from Mohbad? So the what's his name? Sam Larry replied and said, yes, that he said the step that is to take is by asking Mohbad for his money. Sam Shitu now said that language is threat. You are not to confront him. That's the language that where Sam Larry said, you will not leave here today if I don't get my money. So Sam Shitu referenced that message. Then Sam Larry was not like that we went to eat amala. He was still after that amala incident that even after I said all those things, me and Mohbad, we still went to eat amala. We were cordial. Sam now said, you put him in a state of fear that Sam Larry, I'll put it to you that you put Mohbad in a state of fear. Sam Larry said he can't be that Mohbad cannot be that scared. Amala, you know. I mean Sam Larry's I said Sam Larry, I mean Sam Shitu's question, men are no vex. So now Sam Larry replied, he said he is happy and also not happy. Happy cause his 2 million will be returned, and not happy because he disappointed him. Okay, yeah. So I think Sam Shitu asked him based on this my answer, like asked him that you said that you were happy and not happy at the same time. What do you mean? So he now explained himself that because that 2 million, since he invited Mohbad and Mohbad still did not show up. Mohbad turned him down. He looked at it that at least I've spent 20. That's when he mentioned the 20 million. Yeah, he spent 20 million. At least if we get his 2 million back, since Mohbad did not show, that's the part he said he was happy. But the part he wasn't happy is that Mohbad did not show up and Mohbad has not paid him his money back. That's the part that he's not happy about, that he's angry, that he's not happy with Mohbad for. Then Sam said, you know it's a threat, right? That's what he did. So Sam Larry was like, I felt if I don't do like that showed that, okay, yes, now I remember, let me reply so that we'll respond to both of them properly. He said, I felt that if I don't do like that, he might not want to avoid his call again. So now let me state it as Sam Shitu said it again. He said, it's a threat. That statement, going to meet Mohbad at the beach, he said, it's a threat. As he went to meet Mohbad at the beach, saying he will not live there if he doesn't get, you won't live here if I don't get my 2 million naira. That I hope you know that is a threat. So Sam Larry was now replying Sam Shitu that no, that he felt that he needed to, lamba. He used the word lamba. Said, I don't know if it's on this part or somewhere. He said he needed to do that so that Mohbad can always speak his call, just to waylay him small. So Sam Shitu now asked again, he said, brother, I prove to you, even if we don't believe internet videos, you have shown violence. Then Sam Larry was like, no, Sam, Zlatan is my witness. We settled it. Because Sam Shitu was referencing, okay, let me continue reading it. Sam Shitu now said, okay, yes, on this part, yes, Sam Shitu said something like that based on the way Nellimolly was responding, right? That he was talking blah, 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 blah. So it was not like, no, that he's not a threat to Mohbad, that he hasn't shown any violence, that Zlatan is there and Zlatan is his witness. They settled it. He still mentioned that they still all ate amala. All he was saying, he kept bringing the amala incident that they all had good time after. Sam Shitu now said, you petitioned to the Nigerian police force. He said yes, and he saw it, that he saw the petition. So they asked, Sam Shitu now asked Sam Larry, what's your age? He said he's 1979. Now Sam said, even me, I will be scared, right? That's the part that saying, okay, Sam was like 1979, that even he will be scared because of the age. Sam Larry was not like, I am human, you are also human. Ènìyàn ni mí, ènìyàn lẹ́yìn náà. Because he was talking in Yoruba, so they were interpreting whatever he was saying in Yoruba. So when I forgot to tell you, when Sanshito asked him a question in English, there's someone who is interpreting in Yoruba for Sam Larry. So I don't think he was really. There was a stage he was not really hearing well. Somewhere, another part he was looking at somebody at the background allegedly. Now let's go. Men are no vex. Stan now said, "Your emptiness and more shouldn't be scared." Somebody was like, I am not scary. We are humans. You can face me. So yeah, Sanchichi was trying to tell Sam Larry that Sam Larry is big, his age in every way is hefty. He looks hefty. You understand? That he is big. So looking at Sam Larry is looking scary on his own. That he himself, if they fear Sam Larry, says Sam Larry be like BDT. But Sam Larry was saying no, that Sanchitu can face him. Anybody can face him that as it is, you know, speak English. Then San now said, I can prove you are scary. Your eyes and tones with the way he's behaving and all that. Sam Larry now said, I did not scare him. Sam still said, you went to meet Mo at Elegushi, yes or no? Sam said yes. Sam Shitu now, you told him he won't leave if he doesn't give you your money, yes or no? Sam Larry was not like, after trying to clear, he says yes. Okay, yes. Sam Larry now, this part here, I wrote after trying to clear himself, he said yes. So because when Sanchitu said yes or no, that you told him, that you told him he will not leave if he doesn't pay your money. So Sam Larry was like, Ashijamala, we went to eat amala and all that. Sanchitu still asked him, he now said yes. Because Sanchitu was like, I'm asking yes or no, he said yes. So Sanchitu now said, Mo petitioned you, yes or no? Then Sam Larry said yes, that yes, and he, that's Sam Larry. Let me read it. He said yes, and he counter-petitioned Mo to bring evidence. He spoiled camera, and since then Mo wasn't picking up calls. So Sam Larry explained by responding that yes, he got Mohbad's petition, but he also counter-petitioned Mohbad and asked Mohbad to, he counter-petitioned Mohbad because from the beach they showed them that in the report that they had was a 9 seconds video, and in that 9 seconds said that they should bring the evidence of him destroying the camera. But after I counter-petitioned Mohbad never picked up the call, and he never showed up back to, defend himself with the evidence that he asked them to bring. So how did you know? I swear, I'm like chop. You don't make me claim I'm like not chop. I'm like I don't vex. Yeah. So sorry. Yeah. Okay. So Sam now asked. I put it to you, either indirectly or directly, you caused Mo's pie. Sam Larry now said, no, not like that. Though, it did not cause anything. Sanchitu was like, I leave you to God. Sam Larry now replied, saying, is that God's judgment that he wants? Okay, let me read it. He said, is that God's judgment I want? So Sam Larry told Sanchitu, maybe I say you won't sleep. How? Why? Why did you say that? Sanchitu was like, I leave you to God. Sam Larry now said, it's that God's judgment that ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run yẹn gangan ni mo fẹ́ lórí matter yìí. Like he wants the judgment of God on this Mohbad's case. Now the female lawyer, that's that woman. What's her name again? I forgot. Sorry, please. So now the lawyer asked, who was Mo to you? That's what she asked. Asked Sam Larry. Sam Larry was like, we contact each other for shows. Lawyer. That's the female lawyer now, the woman that represents African women, something. Lawyer, confirm how many shows you have linked to Mo. No. Confirm, confirm how many shows you have linked to Mo. No, I think they did, was it? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. They didn't. Sam Larry was like 3 to 4. Let's say 3 shows. Now, lawyer, yes, that Sam Larry should. That now, I read now, it's long. Leave me. When I finish reading, you go to ask question. If you hear that one, you go answer. Familiar. Now, no bet. See, leave me alone. If you cannot go, why you tell me say you are sleeping? You want to go and sleep? Okay, you go and sleep. Familiar. I'm not even reading comment again. Let me even hide comment section. Right, wait, sorry. Lawyer was like, tell us the year, the shows, and like the years and shows that you are taking Mohbad to. So Sam Larry was like in January, like January 7 or so, 2021, the birthday. That's Sam Larry's birthday for him. Is also and in Dubai, the one that happened in Dubai. Then he said, sorry, that's January 7, 2021. Sam Larry's birthday happened in Dubai. He now said from that Dubai, the birthday show that he went for, he also took Mohbad to Kenya, then Akure. Those are the 3 places that he took them to. Then he said then after 2023 that he paid and Mohbad did not show. So altogether it would be like 4. So he mentioned 3, which him and Mohbad ran, but the 4th one, which Mohbad did not show up, was in 2023. Now lawyer was like, how will you describe character of late Mohbad? Sam Larry was like, he's a good child and he calls at any time of their, and he calls him anytime if there is any show, and say no problem, we'll bring shows for him. So he said, Omo dada ni omo to ni suru or something. He spoke well of Mohbad, that Mohbad is a calm guy, is a good guy and all that. And Mohbad used to call him then that if there is any show, you should please buzz him. That I need to tell him that no problem. If I have show, I will call you. And you too, if you have show, call me. So they had that cordial relationship. Then the lawyer said again, that's the female lawyer saying, cast your mind back during Mo's existence. If there was any fight, misunderstanding that's between them, if there was any fight when Mo was alive, he should cast his mind backward. He now said there was none. Sam Larry said none, that no misunderstanding like that, no fight, no kosija kosi. Then lawyer now said, will you agree there are witnesses who have testified to the way and manner you had fights? So Sam Larry was like, it's a lie. You just say, it's a lie. He said we only saw 2 times in 2023 in Club and Elegushi Beach. The lawyer now said that saw your passport. What did you travel to do or something? Okay, so at this point the lawyer was saying that she saw Sam Larry's passport. Like, when did you travel? That what time did he travel? So he said he traveled in 2023. I think he mentioned the date. I missed that one, I'm not sure. So the lawyer was like, he said in 2023. Lawyer said yes. Sam Larry now said, okay, yes. He said in 2023. So the lawyer now said yes, that in 2023 that she saw the passport. That's what she was referencing to, the passport. Sam Larry now said, I left and got back 28 September 2023 when he traveled in September, that Mohbad died on this thing, that he heard about Mohbad's death online Then he had to come back because the police were they were asking him, they wanted to see him, that he should come back to Nigeria, that he needs to be questioned. So he came back on the 28th of September 2023 to honor the invitation from the police concerning Mohbad's spy. So lawyer was like, describe the tone of your voice to Mo. Sam Larry said, I got down and Zlatan said we should wait till after show. That when he got down from his car to, want to confront, that Zlatan intervened and begged him that he should not do that, that they should wait till after they did their video shoot. Which Sam Larry still referenced that, if they, I don't know if he's in front, but I remember they were saying that if there was any beating, they wouldn't have finished the music. After all, the music is outside in the public domain now. That after they finished it, they went to eat amala. He still referenced this, but let's continue. He said, excuse me, till after show. Lawyer now said there is video of him that there is video of Sam Larry beating Mohbad. Sam Larry said no video. He said no video of me touching him. I swear, I'm a lion, you. Lawyer, a video of someone saying Sam Larry beating him. Oh, that's, if you all remember that video where they went out, that they were shouting, Sam Larry tutu no, where at the night in the dark, where they were all shouting and saying this thing. So the lawyer referenced that video. So Sam Larry now said, no, it's not him. Yeah, he denied that it wasn't him. Yes. Sam Larry now said, no, it's not him. So now Sam Larry's lawyer interjected about the video. You get, saying that I shouldn't, they are not meant to use that, blah, 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 blah. Sha interjected. So the lawyer, the magistrate responded, then the lawyer, that's the female lawyer, said, it's a fact-finding court that they are having, court sitting, court procedures, that is left for Sam Larry. Says it is left for him to answer or deny. And I'm asking based on past witnesses, as I haven't seen any picture of gunfights with Mohbad. So that's what the lawyer said, that she hasn't seen any objects or anything of him. She has not seen any video of or pictures of what happened between Mo and Mohbad. But she's asking a question based on the other people, the witnesses that have come previously to speak concerning what's his name, Sam Larry. So magistrate spoke, you have to do the sharp continued. So the lawyer was like, when did you collect your petition? Sam Larry was like, yes. When did you collect your petition? Did you collect? He said, yes, I collected petition and left. Now, the lawyer said, a witness testified you did not appear at the you did not appear for the petition. Sam Larry said, I appeared like 3 times at Alagbon. That he appeared like 3 times at Alagbon. The lawyer was like, will you accept it's not only at the beach, but there are 3 different occasions you beat Mo? Sam Larry was like, it was only twice I saw Mo. Lawyer, tell us where the 2 places were. Sam Larry, Shagalia Club and Elegushi. Lawyer, tell us what happened. Sam Larry, we were at club. Seems Mo came later. But Nellimolly was on his way out. 2 people were fighting outside. And Mo said to his second Eje, waiting they saw. He said Mo can see Nellimolly and people leaving. So yeah, at this point there, he was narrating what happened at the club. That's the Shangalia club. That is like Mohbad came later. They were already in the club earlier. Then when Mohbad came later, Sam Larry was about to go, and on Sam Larry's way out, he saw 2 people, like, not okay. Sam Larry has also gone. Mohbad went downstairs and saw his friend, one of the guys, and said, Eje, waiting they saw. You understand? So he said he told Mo that Mo can see that Nellimolly is about to. Chandelier, yes. I got the spell rubbish chandelier. Sorry, chandelier, Naya go. Chandelier, yeah, thank you, sorry. Thank you for the correction. So now, lawyer, remember Mo met you in the club, and as soon as he arrived, you remember Mo met you in the club, and as soon as he arrived, he started beating someone outside. What led to that? So Sam Larry was like, he's lost and all that. He was looking. So the woman still further, questioned him that the person in question that they were beating is Dahara. That Dahara's beating two people. What led to Dahara's beating? Do you know him? Now, Sam Larry was like, yes, I know Dahara. And Dahara, with one of the guys in the club, were arguing about money hold / either money that, okay, I will narrate that, say money owed or paid. And Mo went down and he said, yeah, waiting they happen. And yeah, waiting they happen. And Bouncer said Sam Larry has settled it. So at this point here, Sam Larry was saying that he knows Diara, not Sarah, sorry, Diara, that he knows the Diara, that at that moment when they were, at the club, that the Diara was having a confrontation with one of their other guys. And it seems the guy, one of them, is either owing him, or they were arguing on, you have paid me, I've not paid you, that kind of stuff. That's what they were arguing on. So when Mohbad got there, Mohbad was not like, yeah, wait till they happen. Then the bouncer now told Mohbad that he should not worry himself, that that Sam Larry has settled it, that he has solved it, that he should go. So the lawyer now said, what did you do to Ajishebiri Sultan? Sam Larry was like, who is that? Lawyer now said, Ayobami. Then Sam Larry now said, oh, Ayobami. He was fighting someone and he broke bottle. No one touched him. He said Ayobami was fighting somebody at that club, that he didn't touch Ayobami, that Ayobami was the one fighting someone and he broke bottle. But nobody touched him when that happened. Then the lawyer was not like, who is Ayobami to Mohbad? Sam Larry was like, I don't know him. Ayobami. So Sam Larry was like, he doesn't know Ayobami. Lawyer now said, sorry, that you are giving different narratives. That giving different narratives of Sam Larry. He said, I don't know Ayobami or Sultan. That's what Sam Larry was saying, that he doesn't know who Ayobami is or whoever is Sultan. He doesn't know him. Then sorry, I think I missed one part. Lawyer was like, now back on the petition. He said, how were you able to communicate? He wrote orally or petition. He said, how were you able to get in touch with Mohbad? Like, was it via petition or orally? Was how they reported, how, he had to report Mohbad. He said petition. Okay, no, I think it was here for him. He said petition. The lawyer now said, date of petition at Alagbon. Okay, yeah, he's the one that, he said he counter petitioned Mohbad, right? So the lawyer was now asking that when you did that, was it orally? Was it by words or by mouth, or you petition? So Sam Larry said he petitioned. Now the lawyer now said the date of petition at Alagbon, because it's Alagbon that Sam Larry said he counter petitioned Mohbad. Sam Larry now said he sent it to State CID Alagbon. And he was called. He didn't show up. That Mohbad was called and Mohbad did not show up. He didn't turn up. Now the lawyer said, tell us, after club relationship with Mo. Now, after that club incident, what's his relationship with Mohbad? That's what the lawyer was asking. Now that after that club incident, what was your relationship with Mohbad? Sam Larry was like, nothing. That they were still okay, they were cool. no issue. Now the lawyer said, I put it to you that you are not honest, that Sam Larry wasn't honest since he has been talking at the court. Sam Larry was like, I am speaking the truth. Lawyer asked Sam Larry a question, although I missed that. He said, I am saying the same thing. Now the lawyer was like, yes, lawyer now asked that who called Mohbad? Who was the person that called Mohbad concerning that petition? So Sam was like, Jacob. The person is
Good
Jacob.
afternoon, good morning to everyone, wherever you are
Welcome.
here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So lawyer said, who did you ask to call in? Again, they asked him, who did you ask to call in? Sam Larry was like, police station sent letter. Now, lawyer said, what's your advice to the court? Sam Larry was like, call the last people with Mo in last 24 hours to 48 hours. I would advise the coroner court that the court should call the people in the house in the last 24 to 48 hours. Now, lawyer Kabir, please, 1 minute. I beg, I'll be right back. I beg, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Let's power tap, please. Let's power tap before she comes back. Let's power tap, please. Thank you. Let's power tap. Let's power tap. Thank you. Abẹ́fẹ́ jàmàlà ni, ṣé ká gbàmàlà wá ni? Ẹ jà power tap ẹ jọ̀ọ́. You want chop àmàlà? You go chop am. I go make amala for you. I go call Sam Larry. You go chop together. You and Sam Larry. Ẹ máa tọwọ́ bọwọ́. A máa fi ewédú àti gbẹ̀gìrì sí. Pẹ̀lú ògúfe tó láwọ̀. Ẹ máa fà á jẹ.
No, Siwa, okay. All right, sorry everyone. Thank you for waiting. So let's move on. Sorry, forgive me. Yeah, I needed to quickly do. I feel sick the main and over. Okay, so now lawyer Kabir was next. He asked he asked Sam Larry, he said the day you wrote petition and month, can Sam Larry tell the court when he wrote the petition, the dates, the month, and all that? Sam Larry was like, it was written. He said when he was, Sam Larry said when he was invited, June, July, that's what he said. So he was like, it was when he was petitioned that it was June, July, but I can't remember. So Kabir asked something that you had an altercation with Mo. I missed Sam Larry's response, Sha. So men are no vex. He said your petition was out of anger because what Kabir was doing was just trying to pinpoint, like his question. He wasn't questioning. He was just, kind of manipulating the word. Then he said, "Did you say Mo is a good person to police?" He was talking about the petition that you are saying, "Oh, Kiniko, that Mohbad, you guys were cool." He was referencing some response that, did you say in the petition that Mohbad was a good person? Sam Larry said, I only said he is owing me money. Then Kabir asked one question, which I missed. Sam Larry responded, said was in Kenya on 13th. He died on the 12th. You understand that? That was when. Then Kabir said something. Are you saying you don't know what by Mo? Sam Larry said, I don't know. Ask those in the house. Kabir now said there were okay, said there were some, okay, there are more, okay, sorry, please forgive me. Okay, yeah, there were times you weren't, okay, yeah, sorry, there were times you weren't friends with Mo. Reasons reasons you wrote the petition. Yes, that lawyer Kabir was like, because of your relationship, that because there were times that you were not in good terms with Mohbad, so you wrote your petition more or less like maybe in anger, or Then Samarina said, only when I wanted to only when I want to ask concerning my money and I counter petition. That the only time he was angry was because he had to counter petition Mohbad, and he wanted to ask for his money. Those were the only times that he was not cool with Mo. Then Kabir was like, was it love letter you sent to Mohbad? More or less like, was it love letter you sent to the station concerning Mohbad or to Mohbad? The Sam Larry now said, right, Sam Larry now responded, he said they lied that I carried gun, cutlass. Reason I counter petition. You understand that it was what was written, that maybe because of what he read, that he said that he carried cutlass, he carried Ibon and everything. So because of that, he got pissed, and he counter petitioned Mohbad because of that. That Mohbad should bring the video footage of him destroying. We should bring it where he destroyed his camera and all those things that was leveled against. Then Kabir was like, petition is to report someone. Did you know that did you do that, and did you know that? Sam Larry was like, yes, and I answered, because the lawyer was saying that Kabir was like, when somebody petition you, it's more or less like they are reporting a situation, and the person said yes, that he knows, and he countered petition. He went and he answered the petition, rather said, he said yes, and I answered. Now, people were not given the floor to ask questions. A witness asked, when did late Mohbad have, when did late Mohbad have owe 2 million? Sorry, when did late Mohbad owe 2 million and year? That what year and date? What this thing? Sam Larry was like January 2023. The witness was like, what date? Sam Larry was like, he cannot remember the dates, but he knows it was in January 2023. Then the witness asked again, have you ever presented any evidence? Okay, yeah, he said, do you have, he said, have you ever, ever present any evidence Mo owes you 2 million? That has he ever presented the evidence? Can he present the evidence that Mo is owing him 2 million naira? He said, yes, he can present it, that he has it on his Snapchat, because somebody was talking to me this side, that he has it on his Snapchat, the day all those things even happened, the conversations. Then the witness was like, when did you meet at Shangalia Club? Okay, yes, it was this club that she was asking that one. When did you meet at Shangalia Club? Sam Larry was like June 2023. So the witness was saying that, can we have the dates? He was like, he can't remember the dates, that it was in June, maybe on the 5th or something. He cannot remember, but he will not deceive. He doesn't know the dates, but it was June 2023. Now, the witness was like, means Mo was owing before the club, right? That since he said he paid Mo in January, right? Then in June they met at Shangalia Club. So the witness now said, means Mo was owing before the club, right? Sam Larry said yes. So the witness further said, did you ask him for the money at the club? Like the money he was owing him and all that. Sam Larry now said there was no time to ask. That did you ask him for the money, your 2 million, when you met him at the club? Sam Larry now said, there was no time to ask. Witness asked again, what do you mean by wanting this scene? Film. Okay, is this one he said he has on Snapchat? He said, wanting this scene. And witness said, what do you mean by wanting this scene? Film ni okutinji, that is inside film that my body they wake up. Sam Larry now said, it's since 2013 I started it. That it was since 2013 that he started that statement, that he used to say it, that he can remember vividly well, that record said he even has, he will go and try and bring out the evidence for people to see that it's not today that he has been saying it, that he started saying that thing since 2013, that he didn't mean it the way people are looking at it, that it's been long he started saying. So now we have Rich Grace ask our own question. Although Rich Grace was talking, and just say, when Sam spoke, he referenced three judgments, and more left in the hands of the wicked people. More left, like pie, in the hands of wicked people. My question, what's your although she was talking, so I went further with her question. She was referencing what Sanshitu said, though, and trying to, I think what she was trying to do was call the conscience of Sam Larry, so that he can honestly answer the question. So he said, what's your relationship with Mo? And you said it's cordial. You said 3 times you have given each other jobs. Now she's still going on, and that 3 times you also talked about the outing. What caused the differences between them, since that's what causes the differences between the two of them between 2021 to 2023, and 2 million, what caused it? So Sam Larry was like, he repeated the same thing, that him and Mohbad, that they are cordial, that it was just that money he wanted. Even that day after this thing that happened, they still went out to eat amala as usual. So then another witness now asked, Inosabi. Sabi. Okay. A witness now asked, why did you go with Canes? What were they for? So why go with Kane? Sam Larry was like, I just met him there and want to get my money. We didn't fight. That him and Mohbad did not fight. Yeah. Gurexi now asked his own question. He said, wondering why, I think I missed one of the stuff, but he asked another one, which is documented. He said, wondering why pay 2 million to perform in Dubai? How much was Akure? He said he was wondering that why pay 2 million for a Dubai show? And he wanted to ask, he now asked that how much did he, if you pay 2 million, because he was like, okay, Gurexi was like, I'm wondering, you said you paid 2 million to Mohbad for a Dubai show. So how much did you now pay for the Akure? Sam Larry was like, seems it's 1 million naira. Like, it seems it's about 1 M. Now, Gurexi asked another one. He said, how could you engage an artist without the record label? Which was a very brilliant question. Sam Larry was like, they communicated. So now, Gurexi asked him another question. Sorry, yes, I forgot to jot that down. But that question was the question of, if you say that definitely that was it Mohbad's account you credited, or Mohbad's record label account that you credited? That's when Sam Larry said record label. Gurexi now said, okay, it was, yes, sorry. Okay, no. Sorry. I think I missed the question, but he said something about record label. Sorry, this is the next one. This was when Gurexi asked, record label or Mo, who did you pay? Yeah, I'm right. Sorry. Let me take it back, because I forgot to put that question. He said, which account did they credit? Did he credit that 2 million? He said inside the record label account. Right? That's why I said record label. So Gurexi now said record label or Mo, who did he pay? He now said he paid Mohbad. So Gracie was like, if you are to present payments of the 2 million, will it be record or Mo? Sam Larry said it will read record label. Now, it will read record label. So I think that was all for. Then people were reacting that people were reacting that why would you do this, blah 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 blah. But he was just trying to stand on his ground that him and Mohbad had some kind of relationship, and his Mohbad he used to deal with. Even with all, he said, even with anything that they are doing, even the other ones that he has been paying, he gives him his record. He said even they've been giving each other jobs or whatever they do. It's Mohbad that gives him accounts with credits, and it's Mohbad that he spoke to and had the dealings with. And Mohbad was one that sent him the account. That even has the evidence of the chat where Mohbad sent him the chat of the account details. Now Monjola asked a question. She said, you said no fight with Mo, and there are images of injury of Mo. Please say the truth. She was referencing all those pictures of Mohbad where she complained that they beat Sam Larry, has beaten him allegedly, and all those injuries. So Sam Larry said, I did not touch him, and I have people to show I didn't touch him. We had Amala, and the video is out today. Yes, that's that part. He said, so he was saying that he didn't touch Mohbad even on that day, that he still has witnesses, the likes of Zlatan and some other guys that were there, that after the whole thing, that when he wanted to drag Mohbad, they settled it. Zlatan came in, they settled it, and even after then, they went out to go and eat Amala. All of them were happy. They had Amala. That today now, Amala either. That today now, the video is still out. Sorry, please. Let me go ahead. So the next one. Emma Binu, sorry, Emma Binu, Ejoshan. See me. Now the next one, it says, please 1 minute. Oh, I used the wrong cord. Sorry, please. Okay. Yeah, let me continue. Amala, new Amala. Nasusi Amala. Sam Larry and Amala, 5 and 5. So the next one, it says, please, Emma Binu, it's still long. We'll soon go to the driver's side now. So he said, Amala, and then somebody asked, the female lawyers threw question again at Sam Larry after maybe Monjola. He said Mo was that she said the day Mo was at the beach, were you with Kane? You understand? Because she was now referencing witnesses' question to Sam Larry. He said, were you with Kane? Sam Larry said, I did not hold anything. Lawyer, you said that you paid money into record label and not inside most personal accounts. Sam Larry said he was the one that sent the account. Okay, yes, this is the part I was saying. He was the one that sent the account, and you can ask his manager. Lawyer again said, if you pay to label account, if you pay to label account, who do you owe? Sam Larry said, it's Mo I would owe. We have been having deals like that. Even Akure. Our lawyer was like, we will be right to say you have had issues with Mo since. Sam Larry said no. Saw him only twice, club and beach in 2023. Now, so I think the lawyer wanted to ask again, that's the female lawyer. The magistrate said no, that time has passed, time is past, and other people have to ask questions. That the lawyers, normal, the lawyers are to ask questions before observers. So, and she was still asking, said she had already asked the questions. Let's move to the next person. So, it's Richie. Let's go on to the driver. So now it was the driver's turn. As at 1:45 p.m., the driver was put in the box. Now, Sanj says, tell us your name. This driver swore in the affidavit, ready to speak the truth, nothing but the truth, blah, 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 blah. So now, Sanchido asked, introduce yourself, tell us your name. Driver said, Fidelis Esabo. Car is into car hire, and he was contacted by an agent that they needed a ride. Now, San said, do you know Ilerioluwa Aloba? The driver was like, but the driver was speaking in pidgin, though. The driver said, I don't know him. I don't know him. They carried him. Okay, he said he didn't know him on the very first day that he carried him. Thank you so much, Faith. He carried him, that he didn't know him. It was his first time. Now, my first time I carry him, that it was his first time he was carrying Mohbad. Sana said, what happened the day you carried him? Tell us from A to Z, that he would like us to hear from the beginning to the end. Tell us. So the driver now started. The driver said they called him. One of the agents waited for like 3 hours. When he got there, went to Orchard Road, his house, and came out with wife and son. They entered Prado and spent 3 hours waiting for another Prado, and it came, drove that. Okay, yeah. So at this point, it was like when he got to Mohbad's place at Orchard, he waited for about 3 hours because they were waiting for the second Prado to come and pick them. And Mohbad was coming out with the baby, the wife, so the three of them. So he had a quick shot. He recorded them. He captured them like, see you, So he said when they waited, after 3 hours, he said, then they drove to Oniru to meet chief priest. That's a Cubana chief priest, I presume. That nothing happened on their way. You get? He said on their way there was nothing that happened. That when they, said when at Oniru, that she and their friend went to, that when they got to Oniru, Wuwo and Mohbad's friend, they went to the eatery to get food. That then on their way while going, Mo and the wife. Now, when they left Oniru, that they were on their way now, Mo and the wife had an argument as he doesn't understand that language because they were speaking in Yoruba, that Mohbad and the wife, they had an argument on their way to the show. So now, San said, okay, San asked him to describe it. So the driver was like, his argument that she wants to leave as he's as he's disgracing her with the child. That Mohbad was disgracing her with the child, so she needs to leave. So he further went on and said, his friend begged them to stay back. Then Mo went to, so they were having a disagreement before they got to the show. That Mohbad was now like, Mohbad's friend now begged them that they should relax, they should not go, this, that. After then, Mohbad went to the stage to perform. Then when Mohbad finished performing, Mohbad came back to the car. He entered the car. Then he saw boys asking for money. And Mo said he wants to go down. That's like he wanted to go confront those boys that were asking for money and disturbing. And he said, CY and the friend, advised him that he shouldn't go, that the Ikorodu boys might beat him. So that he should stay back, he shouldn't go. Then he further went on to say that they sent him 71,000 naira. You understand? And money was sent to him through the wife's account, that the wife asked for the account and sent the driver 71K. So the driver now said him and one of the guys went to withdraw the money. And when they got back, Mo told the guy that he should give Agbero 10k, police 10k, and one other person. But Mohbad's brother cut the money to give them 5k. And Mo wanted, then the people were angry and all that, Kiniko, then Mo wanted to fight again. Then the friend begged him that he shouldn't come out. So the friend sat back. The friend now sat back. Thank you. The friend sat back inside the car like that they should not, Okay, yes. Sorry. Let me go back. The friend, went back and faced. Okay, yeah. The friend sat back inside like don't fight. So he said Mohbad took a short walk, then came back right inside. Then when he came back, he faced the friend, telling him that he says that he can beat him. So while he can't beat. Yes, that when Mohbad got back, the friend was not telling him that Mohbad, I know you cannot beat me and all that. He said that's how Mohbad attacked him. Like Mohbad wanted to hit that friend. That one now dodged it. As he dodged it, Mohbad's hand hit the glass and it broke and injured Mohbad. He said he punched and he dodged. Then he hit the glass and it broke. So the son now said, you saw blood come out. Driver said blood came out and stained the foot mat. But he didn't see the injury because he said he couldn't see the injury because it was late at night, but there was blood on the foot mat. The driver was like, no, that Mo was just seated, he didn't want to go anywhere. Now the driver said, you got home at 11:30. Okay, something, I think Stan asked him, so he said they got home around 11:30 p.m. before 1, like from after the show, from 11:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. That was when they got home. Stan now said, when you got home, on your way, no pharmacy or doctor or hospital. The driver said no, that while they were on their way, there was no pharmacy. They didn't branch at any pharmacy. They didn't branch at any hospital or even speak to any doctor. Sana said, when you were going home, he asked him something, I think I didn't get that. But the driver said they had serious arguments. She was calling him Oloshi, Olori Buruku, Ole. She because you have blown. In 2020, when he didn't have money, she borrowed him 200k from her mom before Mo. Mo said she would give him back 5 million. So the driver was narrating that while they were going, like Mohbad and the wife had another disagreement, and he was telling she was calling Mohbad Ole, Olori Buruku, that different words, but those were the ones he could pick. And she also reminded him that he when he had nothing in 2020, she borrowed money from her mom, which was 200k to give Mohbad. Mohbad now said, if it's that one, don't worry. I will give your mom 5 million tomorrow. Like he will give the mom 5 million later. Now said, Sana said, you dodged. Okay, San said, you dodged him to come in. Okay, yes, that you begged him. Sorry, San said you begged him to calm down, as she's a woman. You begged him to calm down as she's a woman. Driver said yes. Okay, yes, because during the period the driver was narrating, driver now said when they even got home, he advised Mohbad that please, I beg, just go inside house, go rest, say, make you know answer her. You understand? Because he could perceive that there could be a fight later on. So he was advising Mohbad that he shouldn't give her that attention. So that's why San said, you begged him to come as she's a woman. The driver said yes. San asked a question which I missed. the driver was saying he couldn't beat her because of what he saw in the car. That he could not beat her because of what he saw in the car. Then the son asked the question. He said, describe the argument. The driver was like, violence. And if it's me, I won't be happy. He advised them not to fight. Wife said, as Mo is going, he will cry upstairs. He will cry. He will cry. He will be crying, rather, sorry, that he will be crying that he doesn't have mind. So I slept there because of the glass. So now at this point here, right, the driver was saying that he would describe the argument as violence. That it was a violence. He was like, that violence, this thing he go talk, say Bill, because he had to even tell, he said, because if it is him, he had to even tell the Mohbad. That's when he advised them that please, they should try and solve whatever it is, that they shouldn't fight. So while he was saying that, it was the wife he was talking to, that the babe now, the CY now said that, don't worry, say it's Mohbad now. Say Mohbad doesn't have mind. That when he gets inside now and he goes upstairs, that when he gets inside, Mohbad will go and be crying. That he's soft like that. Sure you get. So Ina said that Isha begged her that she should please relax, that she should calm down. That although she was very rude and too harsh on the guy, then he now slept in the car because he needed to wait because of his glass, he could not drive that night. So Sanshituna said, so Mohbad bled for 2 hours, no care. Driver said yes, that Mohbad bled for 2 hours. That's the period we were driving. So Shana said that you should continue what he was saying, that you should continue. He's listening. So the driver was not like, he used, he said he can, men I know vex, I read what's in I write to him. I know said the rush. Yes, and I said he used his car. He said he used car to block gates. Around 3, they rushed to him to take them to the pharmacy. So he said as at 2 a.m. Sorry, not 2 a.m. Sorry. He said when they got there, Isha blocked the gates with. You understand? He blocked the main gate with his car. That as around 3 a.m. people, they rushed out to meet him and said that you should please take them to the pharmacy. But at that period, then he was like he could not move his car or something. So they drove, like they told him to move his car. They now drove Mohbad's car to go to the pharmacy. They went down. They said the pharmacy was not available. They ran to another one. So I think Sansicho asked him question concerning the pharmacy gaps or something. I couldn't really respond well. So let's continue. He said Sansicho now said, was wife aware and around? So the driver was like, yes. Yes, Sanshito asked her, sorry, that was wife around and was she aware that Mohbad was bleeding? The driver said yes, that it stained the wife's cloth too, that Mohbad's blood stained the wife's cloth too. She asked if there was hospital around when the injury happened, that Mohbad, that CY asked if there was hospital around when the injury happened. So Sana said, so blood was gushing out for about 3 to 4 hours. The driver was like, the driver now said, okay, Sanchito was like, so are you saying that he bled for like 3 to 4 hours? The driver now said, waiting I go talk, be say, he lose blood, he lose plenty blood, he lose blood well. So Sam now asked him a question, which I missed, I'm sorry. But the driver said they went to buy medicine for Mo. They carried Mo to buy drugs. But some people said he didn't say that. Me, I heard that they carried Mo before. But now they said they don't carry Mo, go buy drugs. So, because I asked the lady beside me, she said no. Now I just leave, I mean, I know. So the driver said he slept till around 11 a.m. Now, at about 11 a.m., yes, they carried Mohbad's car. Now, at about 11 a.m., he said the wife came out. Yeah, it was most car that they carried to go get drugs at the pharmacy. So he said at about 11 a.m., wife came out after he knocked on their gates at 8 a.m. He said at 8 a.m., when he woke up, he was knocking at their gates. Nobody answered. But at 11 a.m., yes, 3 a.m. was when they went to the pharmacy. They rushed out that they want to get drugs at pharmacy. Around 11 a.m., the wife came out. And that was the time Yahoo went to speak to one Abuki or something. I think I will get there, Sha. So the son said, you didn't see any nurse or any doctor, or any injury leads to loss of blood, like coming in to treat the injury because of loss of blood. That did you see any nurse? Okay, no, he said you didn't see any nurse and injury led to loss of blood. The driver said yes. He said, see why I asked if he slept there, if he slept in the car, that he should have entered that. Okay, wait, sorry. That he should have entered. He something. He complains of glass. He went to meet Mo. They wasted time. Like, okay, she went to meet Mo and they wasted time and called someone to fix the glass. Okay, yes. So this part here, when they asked him, he said yes, that injury led to a lot of blood. That at about 11, that period when CY came out, CY saw him in the car and she was like, you are still, that are you just coming? He said no, that he has been in the car. Then CY now said that why did he sleep inside the house? So he said you should have just even slept inside. That was the waiting. So he now said he's complaining that his own glass, that he needs it to be fixed. So he said CY told him that he should wait, that she's coming, let her go and speak to Mo. So he said she went in and wasted time. She didn't come out, that she took a lot. The way he said she took time. She wasted a lot of time. They didn't come out. None of them came out. And, she came out later and they called someone to fix the glass. But he did not see Mohbad. Now, San said, throughout this, no access to hospital. The driver said yes, that there was no access to any hospital. San said, did anyone ask you to take Mo to the hospital? He said, did anybody ask you to take Mohbad to the hospital? He said, no, that nobody asked them to take Mohbad to the hospital. Driver now said, someone called him. Then while the driver was talking, the driver now said that nobody asked him to take Mohbad to the hospital, that he narrated his own side. So the driver was like, when they finished fixing this car around 11:12, he left, right? That they now called him the next day at about 9. Now this is it. He said, driver, someone called him around 9 to report himself to nearest police and he was lost. Around 12, a friend called him. He's scared. He went to look on Facebook and saw Mo's death. So now, when the driver was talking, the driver said, let me quote according to allegedly what he said. He said that after saying no one took him to the hospital, he now said at about 11:12, after they have finished the car fixing it on Monday, that he left. That the next day, someone called him at 9, saying that arrest hospital and report yourself what happened yesterday. So he was not trying to talk to the person that I don't understand. What do you mean by I should go and report myself to the police station? He said as he was asking the person that what happened. The person that said, I've advised you, go to the, thank you very much. He said, I'm advising you, go to the nearest police station and report yourself about what happened yesterday. So the driver now said, as he tried to, the person switched off the phone. The moment the person said it, that person now cut off phone. So he was worried. You know, said, I can't dey worry. I can't dey call people. Say, I don't understand. Person just call me, say, may I go report myself to police station. What did they happen? Say, he called the agent. They said nothing. Say that he just ignored. Then later, around 12, another person, he said around 12, another person can't call me again. Like one of my brothers called me, say, I dey see news, say, and I dey hear say Mohbad don't buy you. That you should go and check. He now said Mohbad, the guy he carried yesterday, that's that he went on Facebook, he saw updates, say Mo have died. Let's continue. So Sanshito now said, how did you feel hearing it? The driver said, 3 days I no fit eat food, that he was destabilized. He said, my body just dey shake, I weak, I no fit chop well for 3 good days because this thing it shocked me. I no fit believe am. So Sanshito now said, was it expected? That did he expect Mohbad's death? The driver said, no, I no expect such. That he wasn't expecting such situation. That because of the injury, that he didn't even expect it. Like, why would this thing, cause by or something? He didn't expect it. It wasn't something that he was expecting. So Sam was like, will you say it was sudden? The driver said, yes. He drew me like film, that it was like a film to him. Now, the female lawyer now asked, how long have you been driving? The driver said, for 20 years. Lawyer said, date your agents. Okay, said date the agent that called you and the month. He said Sunday, that I carried him to show. Initially, first said Tuesday, something about Tuesday, but he went back. He said, said on Tuesday they say it by, but on Sunday he carried him to the show. Sunday I carried him to show. It happened on Tuesday ahead. So I'm sorry, driver now when they were coming out of car, that's that he had the video of them when they were coming out of the house to enter the car, that he has a video of it. Now the lawyer now said, confirm the time that they got to they left to Ikorodu. The driver was like 4 p.m. that they left to Ikorodu. Lawyer now said, describe the atmosphere, the people in the Prado. The driver was like, most brother was in the front, wife was in the middle, Mo was sitting at the back of the brother seat. Then Prime Boy, I guess it should be Prime Boy, because he said in front and sit down for my back. The friend wait, fight, he sit down for my back. Then 2 other guys down, they carry the baby for the back seat. So if we are to look at it, 3 of them in the middle, that's CY, Mohbad, and Prime Boy. Then in front, whether not Darisha. Then the back seat, 2 other people at the back that carry the baby, maybe Spending and I don't know the other person. So that was what he described. Then it now said and the son. The lawyer now said atmosphere on way to Ikorodu. Say make the lawyer talk and say what was the atmosphere when they were going from the house to Ikorodu. The driver said cool, that it was cool until they got to Ikorodu and he had arguments with the wife. That the atmosphere was cool when they left the land or their way to this thing. That it was when they were getting to Ikorodu, they got to Ikorodu, that there was disagreement between Mohbad and CY. Now, lawyer said they argued. He said, what about the argument? How was it? The driver now said it was kind of harsh, that the argument was harsh. Lawyer now said, not a friendly argument. The driver said no, that is not a friendly argument. Lawyer, before or after performance? Driver said again that after performance they had argument again, like that one stretched till they go home. Lawyer, did anyone retaliate? Driver now said the boy no touch him at all. That's because the lawyer was asking if the friend retaliated or anybody retaliated during that distance. So the driver now said no, the boy no touch him at all, that he dodged it. Lawyer now said, who were who were there during, he said, who were the people there during the argument? Sorry, because in English I didn't type it well. Who were the people there during the argument? The driver now said, people plenty, mobile police, area boys asking for money and as advised not to come down. So that was during him and that argument, like who and who were there. So the driver was saying that mobile police, that's when they were still at Ikorodu, mobile police, area boys asking for money and all that. He just said it, Then lawyers asked again, how will you describe their arguments going back? How many people? The driver now said that just him and his wife, that he dropped them around 1 a.m. That it was just Mohbad and the wife that had the arguments and all that. And then he said that he dropped them around 1 a.m. Then the lawyer said he left at 11 to 12 morning or afternoon and in the car. He said yes, that he left in the afternoon at 12. Now, the lawyer asked the question, sorry, I missed that, but the driver responded saying after 11 a.m., after she came out and said her husband will be fine. Okay, yes, so at this point, the lawyer asked the question, but he now said that it was around 11 a.m. after that when Mohbad, when CY came out, he saw CY with one Aboki, that CY was talking to Aboki, so he now went to meet her. I don't they call you, I don't they knock door, something like that. So like, he now asked of Mohbad from her that when they take to the hospital or something, that the CY was like that the driver should not worry, that Mohbad is going to be fine. Then he went further to say, lawyer was like, so what can you say about the case? Your advice to Corona. So the driver was like, that the wife needs to be patient, that she needs to take him to the hospital, that she has to be calm, that she's too aggressive. Say she not supposed to be that kind. She's not. Hey, please let me tap. I don't know. Is it my neck? Can you all hear me? Please type yes if you can hear me. I bet. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Because I'm seeing. Okay, thank you, sorry, thank you. Because I'm seeing yellow. So okay, thank you. Okay, so it said that she needs to be patient. That she's too. She was aggressive and all that. So now, lawyer Kabil now started his own. Kabil, the more you saw was not a baby and can take decision for himself. You also said CY suggested hospital, but Mo said no. Said that shows like it. So in this part, yes, lawyer Kabil was saying to the driver, when the driver said yes, he said that you will agree with me that Mohbad is not a baby. He is a grown man. And he can make a decision. He can take decision for himself. And you also said it that the wife in Ikorodu suggested that if they should go to hospital for the injury. And you said it that Mohbad said no. So, and Mohbad said no. Doesn't that show that the wife cares? So the driver said yes. That's why the driver said yes. The Kabir now went again, said more carried baby and showed he cares about the baby, right? So the driver said yes. So the way he said you saw Mohbad and the wife, when they were coming out of the house that you recorded, you saw Mohbad carrying the baby. Doesn't that show that Mohbad cares for the baby, right? So that's when the driver said yes, like he saw it that shows like yes. Then Kabir went in. You advised her to calm. Then the driver was like, if it's, he was not, he said, you advised her to calm down, right? That's the lady. The driver now said that if he's the one, no, that she disgraced in the car like that, because the driver was like, if it's me, she disgraced in car, I will beat her. So, but according to the driver, when he was responding well, he was like, see, if it's me, as she take disgrace me for car, as she take talk to me, disgrace me anyhow for car, I go beat her. That's why he was advising that, they should calm down. Because if it is him, he would have beaten that driver. Kabir now said, who transferred Omonile money to your account? Yes, he now said yes. He said they transferred Omonile money to your account, right? He said you said the wife transferred Omonile money to your account, right? He said yes. Kabir now said, is it not to avoid trouble for anyone in car or orbit to give way, correct? So Kabir said yes. But in this class, because I documented it, summarized it, it was like, okay, she gave the money. Isn't it that the reason she gave that money is for her to make the vicinity calm? Husband does not need to come down and fight people, and So the driver was like, yes. Then Kabir said, in fact, she said, go to the hospital, shows she had done well, right? The driver said yes. That's like the fact that the wife said, go to the hospital. Now, she has done right, but the driver said yes. For me, in that part, Kabir was just trying to, show some kind of, he was just being funny. He was just trying to do it, though. He didn't ask a good question. So Monjola asked a question, which I missed, but the driver said he didn't see Mo all through. So I think the question from Monjola was like, okay, yes, I remember. Monjola said that, I want to ask you, you said that you people go home from 1. So would you tell us that from 1 till when you left, 1 a.m., till when you left in the afternoon around 12, you did not see Mo at all? The driver now said, no, he didn't see Mo all through. Now, me, and I asked the driver the question. Nellimolly now said, I said, was it at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m.? Because based on what you said, that a friend of yours called you, that somebody called you around 9 that you should go and report yourself. So was it in the morning? Because initially I said 9, was it, I said at 9 a.m. you said somebody, and I said, sorry, I said 9 a.m. Was it 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. on Tuesday that you were called? The driver said 9 a.m. So I threw the second question. I said, knowing the time difference, the day, like between morning and, you can. So I said, then I also asked of that 12 p.m. You said also the 12 p.m. when your brother or somebody called you, you stated it that you went to check your email. That 12 p.m., was it 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. running Wednesday morning? That's running into the 13th on Wednesday. He said p.m. or so. I think he said p.m. I said, look at the day. You know how the day is. Was it at this time of the day that you got the call at 12? He said, yes, at this time. So I said, thank you so much for letting us know that 9 a.m. on Tuesday and 12 p.m. on Tuesday was when you were contacted that Mohbad was announced died. God bless you. So I'm mute. So for the person who asked me, it was 9 a.m. on Tuesday. The driver was called to report himself, and also 12 noon on Tuesday. Moving forward, Arifa now asked a question. I missed it. Sorry, please. But I think, yes, Arifa asked like who was it, all of them that were in the house or not all of them or something like that. The driver now said all of them in the house. An observer asked the question, which I missed. The driver said the wife held his cloth and argued from Ikorodu to Orchard. Yes. So there was a part, the driver now explained himself that it was where they were having the fight, Mohbad's chain caught that, and his cloth was torn. That because of the way he was moving, the wife was holding his cloth and he moved. Said while the cloth, the chain got torn, got broken, he wanted to pick time. Mohbad was like, "Don't worry, forget about it." You understand? Telling the driver that he should forget about it. So somebody asked again, the same observer asked the question that was there. Okay, no, another person asked, one woman on Twitter, I can't remember her name. She now asked one Alajasha, she said that they had gist online that there was a fight at Third Mainland Bridge, that they stopped at Third Mainland Bridge. Then the guy now said that there was no stop at the Third Mainland Bridge. More or less like the whole fight started and continued till they reached the house, that there was no stopping. It was in movements while he was driving. The argument was going on. Rexy now asks again that, was anyone coming into the house at that time you saw you saw something? I missed that part. Emma Binu, please forgive me. So he said, I only saw one Aboki. Okay, yes, maybe when he saw CY, I think that's what you. Okay, when he saw her, sorry, please, I wrote her. So, was anyone coming into the house at that time you saw her? Now, the driver now said, I saw only one Aboki. You understand? That's when the driver said it was when she was speaking to the Aboki. Now, he went for another observer asked the question which I missed. The driver said they didn't follow and left immediately. That's like that did they follow? I missed that part too. Said something that they didn't follow. Okay, let me just cancel that part. Sorry. Then observer said you booked you blocked. Okay, yes, he said you blocked the car, and did you hear anything? Did you hear any noise? Yes. Somebody asked, he said, you said you blocked the gates, that the gates of Mohbad's house you blocked with your car. Did you hear any noise? Now the driver answered, he said only at 3 a.m. to get drugs that Mo is bleeding. That the time we heard them make 3 a.m. when they rushed out that they want to go get drugs, is bleeding at 3 a.m. Now, okay, so that was it for the driver. Now we had the doctor from Perez as at 2:35 p.m. The driver swore in. The lawyer said, how long have you been in practice? The doctor said, for 12 years. The lawyer asked again, how long has he worked with Perez? He said, Perez, 4 years, and he started, I think, 13 September 2021 or thereabout, or so, yeah, I can't remember. And he's the CMD, the Chief Medical Director. Now, the lawyer said, tell us what happened on the 12th. So they gave him the room to narrate all that happened. Tell us what happened on the 12th. Now the doctor said, at about 4:30 p.m., he was called from the second floor because he was with he said he was in the ward attending to patients on the second floor. His own office is at the first floor, and there is a ground floor. That's where the nurses are, where they rushed Mohbad in. So he said he dashed down to meet at the emergency, to meet about 4 to 5 men. About 4 to 5 men. Please take note too. It meant about 4 to 5 men shouting Imole, and saw a young man lying down. But he saw a young man lying down on the couch. That's the bed that they have. And they were panicking, saying, Imole. So he said nurse checking, that he already met the nurse checking vital signs, and they told him more collapsed. So they are asking, so that Ina explained, said, so as they are asking, they are also assessing the patient and saw no pulse. So at this point, the doctor was saying, I will cut it too because it's long. The doctor was like, oh, he's at the second floor while he was attending to his patients in the ward on the second floor. He heard the noise and he got a call that they need his attention immediately downstairs, that there's an emergency. So, but by the time he got there, the nurses were already checking vitals. He held on to his stethoscope, carried his glove, he wore his gloves, and he dashed downstairs to go meet them and check the boys. So he said he saw a young guy lying down, that they were up, he said there are about up to 4 to 5 guys. And they were shouting, Imole, Imole, you cannot go, Imole, oh, Imole, help us, Imole, nothing. So he said, while they were asking, it's normal, professionally, that you will be checking as you are asking. So as he was taking care and responding to, trying to, assist with Mohbad's case, he was asking them questions. So Ina asked them that what happened. That he said it was not long that Mohbad just collapsed. So right there, he had checked for pulse. He did not see pulse. So he used the SpO2, that's the pulse saturation, the oxygen saturation, sorry, forgive me, the SpO2. He checked, there was nothing reading. And the normal pulse beats per minute, Isha read the minutes between 60 to 100 beats per minute. He educated people. I'm not going to lie, the doctor, no, he did well. He did well. I need to give him that. The doctor gave a lot of, he gave me some insights, we'll say later. Now, he said, the nurse did the vital signs, the pressure and everything. Nothing was reading. So they said everything showed no pulse. So he listened to the heart. Now he said he had to put the stethoscope on the heart in order to listen to heartbeats. After checking the carotid is around your neck angle. That's where you have the big artery. In order to hear if there will be sound, beats for pulse, that there was nothing there. So what he went for next was the heart. So he placed the stethoscope on the chest in order to listen to the heart's beats. He said, no, there could be a tachycardia kind of condition. And a tachycardia is like when your hand is fine, you might not really hear. When you are trying to check blood pressure or something, that you might not really get the signs. So that's why sometimes they go straight to try and listen to the heart because it might be faint. He said he was there because of the tachycardia. No, not rapid rate. Tachycardia means difficulty in is more or less like low reading the sound. Now you have this what they call sound, no, not sound, the volume and all that is low. The volume, the sound, the rates, yes, low heart rates. So it is actually low. So he said he didn't hear one sound. No, not Brady. Is Brady low? Tachy is what? Tachy is difficulty in breathing, in reading. It's similar thing too. Now you will not hear the sound. Tachy is for, I think so. But anyway, that one. Anyway, let's go on. Sorry. So, but you mentioned tachycardia though, and no heart. So, and he checked. Then he went further to check the pupil. So when he checked the pupil, he explained further. In your eyes, that if you eat. Okay, tachy is. It will be high, but sound will not. It means the volume. When they say volume, like the sound, you will not hear this. Anyway, na tachy I use. So, he said, I used to use fish eyeballs. Right? If you remove the white part of fish eyeballs, fish will not be having something like transparent, glassy balls. So that's what I use for pupil if I want to use that. So he said when you checked, okay, thank you. It's bradycardia. Maybe I mean no year way. Sorry. All right, Taki is when it beats fast. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Yes, that's with stethoscope. Yes, he said he checked with stethoscope. They asked to get the sound. So maybe I mean no year well, me I know this. So the eyes. The pupil part, that one that is like fish eyeballs, not the white part. If you lick the white part that looks like yolk away, there's something like glass. So that's how it is. He said he flashed the lights. That normal the eyes is meant to constrict because of the retina. Like there's this thing in the eyes that would always shrink because of light ray. You are meant to react. But this one, Mohbad's eyes, nothing like that. It has dilated. So he tried to educate on the eyes. He said Mohbad's eyes was already dilated. So he went further and said that we checked the pupil and it was not reactive. As eyes not reacting to light, that Mohbad's eyes was not reacting to light. I asked when it happened, that it wasn't, and they said it wasn't long ago. So he tried CPR, and he said he tried CPR and tried resuscitating. And when I opened the mouth, now it was teeth and teeth. About the teeth was biting his tongue. Okay, so at this part here, he was actually explaining that while he checked the eyes, they were rushing and trying to revive him, and the way people were screaming, help him, blah blah blah. He was doing his best. He said so. He tried the CPR. So when they were about to put oxygen in his mouth, like to save him, that's when they tried opening Mohbad's mouth. He found out that the face was teeth. Mohbad's teeth had already clinched on his tongue and it was tight. So it means, yeah, jaw was locked. Thank you so much. But according to what he said it in layman's language so that people will understand that his teeth, was fixed on his tongue. He said the teeth had locked on Mohbad's tongue. So they couldn't remove it. So he had already seen that there was stiffness already. It had set in on the face. And that's when he said, I asked how it happened. They said a nurse treated him, that a nurse was treating, then goosebumps started, and they went to get, that the nurse ran to go get a drug. So they poured water instead of CPR. That it has explained that if CPR was done, the CPR was not done between 5 to 10 minutes. That if CPR was done between 5 to 10 minutes, maybe Mohbad would have been saved. Then, as he checked, he noticed that Mohbad was rigomotis. That is the third stage of pipe. The person has died minimum about 3 hours ago, and they said nurse had no. Yes, they said the nurse had run away, though he must. That thought to rush into the hospital, and they told him BID from the first hospital and said Mo BID referred to the nearest hospital. Okay, so yeah, I summarized this. So he said the moment that he was checking on this person, he said he noticed that they did not do any CPR on Mohbad. So he was asking, said the nurse, after the nurse treated, the nurse, ran to go get drugs, this one, that they now had to rush down to the first hospital. And when they got to the first hospital, they told them that, sorry, that Mohbad is BID. That they didn't believe, but they wanted a second opinion. They ran to his own hospital because some people told him, I think maybe it's for that one, I wrote that one, that some people told them that Perez is more credible than the other hospital, that they should go to that place for proper opinion, that maybe those ones don't know what they are saying. Now, only for them to get to Perez again, Perez is telling them that Mohbad is BID. So he said he advised them the body for anything so that they can do autopsy toxicology. Now, let's go. He said, That said, and he asked what the nurse treated, and they said that she was injecting. He now said he asked where the injury was, and it was too short to cause quite, but maybe the injection. So he said he asked them that what happened. You know, they explained the nurse was treating because of injury and all that, and that maybe what the nurse gave Mohbad. So he now said, let him see the injury. He said when he saw the injury, that the injury is so minor that that kind of injury cannot cause Mohbad to fight. But then maybe it was the injection that might have caused it. Then he went on to say, he said he looked at his feet. Now, he said, I looked at his feet and it was pale with black dots and saw palomosis with rigomotis. He said, first time at their hospital. So now he said, Mohbad is not a patient of his hospital. They didn't register Mohbad. That was the first time he was seeing Mohbad. He said when he was showing, he even showed them, he called them that they should come and see the stages, that this body that he's seeing, it doesn't look like maybe now that Mohbad just died. So that's when they now told him that they had gone to another hospital. That's when they now told him that, oh, sorry, we have gone to another hospital before your own hospital, but we needed a second opinion and all that. So he said he showed them, he said, look at Mohbad's leg, looking white. Mohbad's leg was already white, paper white, pale white, and there are dots on that foot. And that dots that he's seeing, the black dots that he was seeing, is another stage of five. So and he gave stages, we'll read there when it gets there, on how there's algomotis. Mohbad has passed palomotis, algomotis. He was in rigomotis, third stage of five. Let's go on. Never been. Sanshituna said at 15:20, Sanshituna was like back from, okay, no, yeah, we got back from the break because there was a break now. Everyone had to go rest. So at that 15:20, I got back to the hall. So Sanshituna started this question. In the statement, you said the deceased vomited. The doctor now said, I advise they take him to General Hospital. Okay, yes, Sanchitu was talking about that. You said that they told you that Mohbad vomited, this one. So he now explained, he said, yes, I advise that they take Mohbad to the General Hospital. And next day, he saw him on media that this is the patient with certified dead. He said it was the next day that he didn't even know Mohbad on that first day. It was the next day when he saw Mohbad trending. So it was then he was like, this is the boy that is certified dead yesterday, right? So the son now said, recounting doctor's testimony about what he observed. In what conditions did you carry it out? So Dr. Sanchitu was asking that in what condition did a doctor carry out this is testimony and what he observed, like all these palomotis and all that. So the doctor said, we checked major arteries, right? Okay, sorry, yes. We checked, not the palomotis, am I being? We checked major arteries, pulse, check for heartbeats, no heartbeats. Now they checked all the vital signs. Those were the steps they used in taking to determine that Mohbad had died. Sorry, that was the part I meant there. Sorry. Then and he followed the procedures. Then Sana said, the son asked about auxiliary nurses. So the doctor talked about auxiliary nurse, explaining to them that they are auxiliary nurses, or you will see them at remote areas or like majorly on the island in a remote side, because the bodies that, the governing bodies for healthcare, they hardly go to those kind of places to check. And even if they will go, there are some, they would have heard about it that they are coming, they will run and japa and hide. And also, even if you are a BSc nurse or RN nurse, it's not in your place or your duty to prescribe medication or diagnose anybody. So he gave he spoke well, right? And he also said that bro, he spoke well, he educated well a lot. It was very educative. So let me go on. Sorry, because the book plenty a bit. Let me go on. Sorry. Check major arteries pulse. Check for heartbeats. No, okay, yes. Sana asked about. Okay, I read that one. Nurse don't diagnose. Many Nigerians don't. Okay, let me talk from it. Talks about nurse. BSc nurse and RNs are not to diagnose. Many Nigerians don't know the difference between auxiliary nurse and registered nurse. And anyone thinks you are a nurse and it's because of cheap expenses. Yes, that if people were, even in any place, they'll just tell you they are nurses. They feel that everybody are nurses. Now, Stan said, from your observation, he may have died 4 hours earlier. Dr. Na said there is no fixed time, but there is a range. But when you see Palomotis, it's been a long while, and I showed them the sign. If you even watch the video, you will see me demonstrating it and showed them the stiffness when I saw sign of rigor mortis. I know no CPR could have saved him at all. So yeah, the doctor was saying that he showed them that if Sanchitu should watch the video. So I think the CCTV footage, they might have the video. That's what I feel, right? So he said if they watch the video, you will see me showing them in that video that he was showing the patient relative, Mohbad's people that brought him, that look at Mohbad's foot. This is the stage Mohbad has gotten to, that there's stiffness here, there's this here, there's this here. And he showed all the stages of Mohbad's bite, explaining the rigor mortis to them in details. Why he said Mohbad has gotten to rigor mortis stage. And there is no amount of CPR that can save him. So Sanchitu asked the question, I can't remember, he said, attempt to give O2 cause of face stiffness. So he said when he was attempting to give oxygen, that was when he noticed this face stiffness, because at that moment, it's an emergency, you are rushing, you are talking, you are doing everything ASAP. So it was there he noticed it, that it was about few minutes or something. Then Sanchitu now asked again, in what direction would you want Corona to look into, like advice? The doctor now said most cases of cardiac arrest happens at home, and is advising that teaching CPR in all schools. When he asked, none of them gave CPR as they lack knowledge of it. So at this point here, the doctor was like, you would advise that every schools, even primary schools, should teach the kids, to teach their children. Everybody should teach people, both primary school, secondary school, any level of school, they should learn CPR. That cardiac arrest usually happens within most cardiac arrest happens at home, and within 5 to 10 minutes somebody can pass away. But if you can quickly apply the CPR, you can save a life. So he gave an instance of hospital, that if a patient is in the hospital, they've had a patient like that because the patient was in their hospital and the heart was good, so they performed the CPR and blood supplied back to the heart. That's like when there's lack of blood supply to the heart, you can pump. When you are pumping the heart, when you are doing the CPR, like pressing the chest, doing the chest compression, blood will circulate, will try and go back into the heart in order for it to wake it up. But if you have a condition of cardiomyopathy, that's like, cardiomyopathy is a weak muscle. That's the muscle of the heart. That's that body is the muscle. The heart, if it is weak, if it's not strong, it will be hard for it to do the pumping, because it's that heart, that muscle that does the squeezing, the squeezing and all that. But when he didn't explain that, me, I'm just adding that one. That, but when somebody has a cardiomyopathy, that it is going to be difficult for such people to survive it. And also, if there is no blood supply to the brain, and there is nothing to you, because the brain is feeds from glucose and oxygen with is it fluid or what is this? It's it within quick minutes, within 5 to 10 minutes, 5 minutes, before 5 minutes, try and do the heart, the chest compression, the CPR, in order to save the person. So, but he discovered, as in he noticed it, that none of them did it. He asked if the nurse did CPR, perform CPR. He said no, that the nurse ran away. That's what they said, that the nurse ran away. That was what they said, though. That was what they told the doctor. The nurse ran away. So he has further said, so he said the cases of, okay, yeah. So that's it. Then the son now asks again, what effects of what's the effect of pouring water on no, he said that what effects of pouring water on death? Sorry, what's the effect of pouring water on death? Yes, he said if it's not cardiac arrest, then he explained again that if he's unconscious, water could have entered and blocked the airway. So he talks about the ABCD. So he said that's what they told him. That nurse ran away. That's what they told him. Now, the doctor said that the doctor talked about ABCD. He said, now that they said if Mohbad, like he said, somebody is unconscious, the way you pour the water might have entered the nose, right? And always tell you that you should be careful. Water no go enter lungs. Food no go, rice no go enter the lungs if it block airway. And that's why they say when you are eating, don't talk, because as you are talking, you are bringing out hair. What you are taking in, you are taking fluid. An instance that there's a probability that water, if is poured in the wrong way and it enters through the person's nose and maybe too much and it enters, it can cause the airway to be blocked, and that can lead to by. Then he further talked about the ABCD, that's the airway. He said you have to check the airway, you have to do the B's, what does that be again? Breathing, yeah. You try and put the breathing. Then we talked about C, that the circulation, that means blood should go through the head, the cardiac. You try and do that. Then the D is like diagnose. You will check if the person has sugar problem. Diagnosis that. Sugar. If the person is hyperglycemic, that means the person has too much. On to ask a question saying, explain the stages of motives. You know, the female lawyer at some point were like, you said, okay, yeah, you said your office is at first floor, we're at the patient on second floor, and nurse at the ground floor. For how long has he been in that position before you noticed it got to the motive stages? Tell us all the stages you saw before arriving at rigor mortis. Also, can such wound lead to pie? So at this stage, yeah, the doctor was asking. No, Dr. ABCD is different though. Dr. ABCD is different. Dr. ABCD is different. R, response, you call people to come and save as you are checking, as you check your surrounding. A, you check for airflow. B is what's the name of that one? A is you check for air, the air. Then B is I think breathing as well. C is call for help. Yes, C, you call for help. D, defibrillator. That's you now start the CPR in case of anything. So Dr. ABCD is different from ABCD. I got to remember, yes. ABCD is the other stage when you are treating, and is different. Dr. ABCD is different from. Yeah, thank you. So, should I get them? Maybe I don't get them. I still try though, as a CNA. They train me. So going forward, sorry. So, no. C is not circulation. Dr. ABCD is different. Dr. ABDC or something like that. No, Dr. ACBD. Yes, they say you have to even call. You are calling. Now they've even changed it under the health. What did they call them? World Health Organization or something like that. They have changed it. Is not with breathing circulation, not in circulation. That is call for help. You have to call. That's when you are doing first aid. You check danger, response. That's yours. Okay, no, that's why it's DR. Sorry, you call. Response is that you are capping the patient. Sorry for that one. Response, you are capping the patient. Okay. All right, okay, then analyze. Just give account of the state. All right. Forgive me. Let's go. I will go back to that one. No, it's not. You guys are wrong with that one. Circulation is different. ABCD is different from doctors ACBD. We'll talk about that one later. Sorry. So, yes, you call for yes, Doctor CABD. So, thank you. So now, let's continue. Yes, thank you, Sunshine. You're right. Because that's the latest now. World Health Organization. Go and find out about it. They are updating every time. You need to update that one. Thank you so much. God bless you. So let's go on. Sorry. So the doctor now said, sorry, let me quickly go back. So let me go back to the lawyer so that we'll catch up from there. You know, the lawyer asked the doctor to explain the stages of motives. That he said so many things about why. You tell us how long it took before all thank you so much. Can you tell us how long? Thank you so much, I appreciate it. Can you tell us how long it took you before you got down to the ground stage and the stages of motives could have set in? Excuse me. And can such a wound that you saw lead to pie? So the doctor now replied saying that the stages is there's palomotis, algomotis, rigomotis, and levomotis. That all are signs of pie. Any of the motives means the person is dead. So he said that's why it's called P-A-R-L. That's PAL. So in this case, Fitz was pale. That's white. That Mohbad's feet was already pale, which is white. So that's how he looked at it. That's the palomotic stage. Then he said I couldn't figure out the temperature because they poured the water on Mohbad's body. The rating for cold was lower than room temperature. It was cold, but because of the wetness that he saw that Mohbad was very wet. So could he have really put in? Let me not talk. We'll analyze it later. Hey, let's continue. Sorry, said that Mohbad was there was wetness, that he was soaked, that he was cold, like sweating, like cold. There was water on his body, so he couldn't get the accuracy on. Not that he didn't get the cold distance, but because of the water on Mohbad's body, he's looking at it that maybe that water could have caused it, that Mohbad was very, very cold, right? But the third stage had already set in. That's the face, stiffness. Wow, stiffness, and not a so he said, and he's not a spirit to know the exact time that Mohbad died, but saw pure clinical signs. And he said, God saw pure clinical signs, and I am seeing the third stage of why people told them to go to Perez cause of expertise. Yes, as they don't believe in first hospital. He did with emotions without thinking of rigor mortis of his because of his sympathies. And the people who took Mohbad there were worried. So he said, okay, so now at this stage, he said, after then, the third stage, he noticed the stiffness when he wanted to put oxygen. When they were screaming and still shouting, he said he's a doctor, that the moment he even saw Mohbad, he was heartbroken. He was like, let's even still give it a shot. Since these people are believing in my wake up, that he called. They tried their best in trying to do the chest compression, but the family were like, no, he cannot go. Let us do this. So he said, he got to a state. That's when he now asked. So he now said that was why, he felt heartbroken seeing Mohbad in that stage. And it was around that period, there was time they now brought the baby inside. Did you advise them, and did you issue death certificates? So the doctor said one of the guys carrying baby was coming to look at Mo. The people passing just looked and can't be talking to people. They barricaded the place. Okay, so on this part here, he said something that what he said was like, while they were there, because the lawyer asked, I remember something about that people that were around, what happened? So he said, because it's an emergency place, people would see a patient, because they too, they are also patients, and he cannot be telling the patient that wait, stop looking, stop looking, because they are passing and they are taking time. But the moment that had happened, that they carried a draw curtain. Those that are no draw curtain, that's that blue thing in the hospital that has tired like a gate, like a door, but it's clothed kind of stuff, or polythene door. So they use that. So he put the draw curtain to cover Mohbad, and so that people could not see Mohbad's body. Yes, screen. Yes, they screened. Thank you so much. They screened it. Either screen or draw curtains. They screened Mohbad. Then he said the death certificate part. He said there is a primary and secondary cause of death before they can issue death. It was explaining death certificates that it gives you stages, e.g., patients with cardiac arrest and cancer. So he gave an example. He said, like, when is a primary, maybe the patient used to have a cardiac heart issues and all that. All of a sudden, during there, they discovered that the patient also have cancer. So that's why they always have primary. Oh, this was the primary cause that they detected, but the secondary that came later that they found out was cancer that by the patient. So that's one thing that they write and document on death certificate. So he further went on to say, we only advise to take to government hospital, but they advise them to take to government hospital. We only advise so they can take him to the morgue there in order to find cause of death. So when cause of death is found, certificate to be given. So that's what the doctor said. The doctor said we only advise them, like they gave a report, like advise that take this person to to general hospital, so that when you get there, they will be able to detect what caused Mohbad's death. I'm thinking maybe that's they did not take, allegedly did not take Mohbad to the house because doctor explained to them. He said so that they can investigate and do autopsy on Mohbad and find the cause of Mohbad's death. Now, the lawyer now said, did you issue any form? Did you issue any from your hospital in this case? What did you issue? The doctor now said, if it's at night, he said, if at night, we'll give a report. We'll give a report so police can let them, morgue can accept, and they won't come to your hospital to ask for certificate. So he was explaining here that usually if it's at night, they give all those reports. So that because of some people that used to hold, police can hold for rituals, you know, those movie things, for safety purpose, so that people will not see them with the cops and be wondering how they have the cops at night with them, what happened and all that. So they usually give such. And when they get to the hospital will not have to come back and meet them after the morgue will not come back and meet them for them to issue a death certificate, because it will be written there and they will accept it from any hospital. Any hospital that has the morgue, they will accept that report. But he just tried to help them, you know, concerning Mohbad's case and all that. Then the lawyer now said, so did you issue? He said, I didn't ask for notes. Never knew Mohbad. I missed that part. That was why I asked Eric Teacher. Then the lawyer said, advise coroner. What could be cause of death? Now, the doctor now said, the history, they need to look at the history. The Nigerian police force, the nurse also said drugs demonstrated. They said, if you look at the history of what they've been saying online, as in what they said, the Nigerian police force brought out, the nurse also said drugs was administered. You know, I think they followed up on the case. Ask nurse what was said and the dosage of drug administered, that they asked the nurse and everything. The lawyer now said, your opinion to the court. The doctor now said, opinion to court is find a way of quacks not handling humans. Make sure patients and people like, you know, doctors, patients don't have access to drugs without doctor's prescription. Then if after much loss of blood is given, give 1 to 2 grams of ceftriaxone, less than 20% of blood can lead to cardiac arrest, which is anemia. It can make somebody be anemic. Then he further went on to say that delay observation from friends and families. Our friends and families, because of low blood, ceftriaxone could be too much, no CPR, and it should be thorough. It should be taught to the public. Okay, CPR should be taught. So yeah, right. The doctor was explaining that what he could find out, that's his own opinion to the court concerning what by Mohbad, is that from the little that he can say, that maybe that they should do allow. He said, please, that they should make sure that quacks don't, don't handle humans. They make sure that quacks should stop. People should find out the lawyers, the nurses, their certification. In short, they should just go to the hospital. Let the doctor, in short, contact a physician. Let the doctor be the one to prescribe for you and diagnose you of any condition. Also, that no pharmacy should sell drugs, some kind of drug like all the ceftriaxone and all those drugs, without a doctor's prescription. Then it also talked about, then he now said something that, the thing that he could just look at is that it could be that Mohbad's body, maybe due to loss of blood, Mohbad had lost. He said, when you lose, he gave an instance with salt. He said if you put small water in a cup and now pack heaps of salt inside, the water will be so concentrated. So that's why it is that maybe Mohbad has lost a lot of blood in his body, and that ceftriaxone that they are to administer could be on the high dosage. Maybe the nurse didn't check the volume of Mohbad's blood, they didn't do PCV, and the volume could be less than 20%, which that drug now is now stronger than Mohbad's body. That for the blood, for it instead of the blood to be how do I put it now? He said, like, when you have enough blood, by the time they are injecting it, it will balance well. But Mohbad might have lost a lot of blood, so now that ceftriaxone will be too strong for him, and it can cause by then he also said that what did he say? I go read comments. Now I go back. Sorry. Then he talked about anemia. Yes, he said even loss of blood can cause anemia, because if blood is not going to the heart, if it's not even the drug, then if blood is not enough to go to the heart, somebody can fight, because blood needs to go to the heart. Also from the heart, brain needs blood. So if it's not getting to the brain, the body can just shut down. So, and if it's cause of anemic, it can cause pie to Mohbad. Then he also stated again another part that that he also observed from what they told him. These are based on his own observations, that what they told him, the nurses, Mohbad's friends and family, they did not rush Mohbad to the hospital. They did not give attention as much as they should have done, the proper way they should have done. They didn't take it. More or less like, nice. Please hold on. I'm almost through. I beg, wait, please. It's not easy to read. I beg. I'm tired. Please, no, please. I'm almost through. Sorry. This is just the last person I'm reading from. So he said that the ceftriaxone might be too much, and he observed something that the family did, more or less like, let me say, I don't negligence, like they should have rushed him to the hospital, or the earlier they have done the right thing, the better it would have been. Then he also said, then he now said that no CPR, from his observation that he had asked from them, nobody performed CPR. None of them have knowledge of what CPR is about. Now, Kabil now said, what degree of death stage did people even responded? He said, if I tell people, they now told him that he already said third stage. Then the doctor still said, if I tell patient relative he is dead and wakes up, he said, what degree of death stage did you use in stating that Mohbad Afpai can you use to judge? The doctor now said, if I tell patient relative that a patient is dead without assessing properly, and while the patient now, they are now going home with the corpse, only for the person to wake up, that won't you come back and beat me, that I said this person is dead. So he further said, and face me, yeah. And I said, we have our clinical signs. We see showing signs showing a period of death. So he explained himself that because they have the clinical stage, like, you know, when he was giving the rigor mortis, ergo mortis, all those things, he stated it that those are the things you will see, the clinical things based on experience, that this person have died, no signs and all that. So the lawyer now said, did you observe negligence? This is another person that was asking, another lawyer. The doctor said yes. Lawyer said, okay, I think it's Kabir that was asking, sorry. Lawyer said, who is to get medical history? Now, who is to get the medical history? The doctor said, doctor or midwife are to take history diagnosis before nurse can now go by following instructions. So at this point, he was saying it that the medical history can be gotten by a physician or a midwife. So he explained the midwife part that, you know, when a woman wants to give birth, because it's midwives that take care of pregnancy, like when they want to give birth, they're in abroad and some other places, like London. He said, I think they use the London health system to judge their own. That they usually check, midwives will be the one to check the centimeter. They will ask you about Peters, they will do all those things. That's when they will be able to diagnose for you. But a nurse is not meant to do all these things. A nurse is not meant to do it. That it's actually the job of the physician. So when a physician has checked the patient, the history, the physician or doctor will be the one to now diagnose the patient that you have come with this kind of condition. These are the drugs and medications you have to take. Now, nurse will now come in and follow the instructions of the doctor by administering medication. That's their job. Then if there is any lapses they see, they will call for help from the doctor to continue to come and check, and the doctor can look, either reduce the drug or leave it or cut out some drugs. Now the next question was asked by lawyer again asked, you also suggest ceftriaxone can cause death. The doctor now said no. One of my thinkings, I did not suggest that ceftriaxone can cause death. He's just saying one of his thinkings based on what he explained, that if blood shortage, this one is overdose, you need to check the dosage and everything. So that was then Feyikemi asked a question. I'm sorry, but I actually missed that his question. I didn't really, he was sitting beside me. Feyikemi of the other side asked the question. So the doctor now said, okay, yes, I remember that. He asked the question based on the stage of rigor mortis, that he said that Mohbad has died, that the rigor mortis are set in around 3 hours after 3 hours of death or something. The doctor now said no. That what if his final stage of rigor mortis? The doctor said no. That I said the minimum time that Mohbad had died was 3 hours. Based on what he saw, there's a probability that Mohbad might have died over 24 hours, over 16 hours, over 30 hours. But he cannot pick the exact time. You understand? But the minimum hour is 3 hours that Mohbad had gone. That's what he is giving. But there's probability that he had been long gone. And what if that stage you are seeing, that the stage that he might be seeing is the stage that Mohbad is wearing out to liver mortis. So Feyikemi was like, he felt some kind of way. So I asked the question. They didn't allow me though, because they said I've asked the question before. So someone who have not asked. So no one knows tomorrow helped me to ask. So my question was, please differentiate time of PI and BID, question 1. Question 2 says, is it possible to have BID 3:20 p.m. and time of death 3:30 p.m. Then my third question was, please, can you educate us if the rigor mortis can set in? It can set in between 3:20 p.m. to 4:20 p.m. your time of BID. So the doctor explained the BID, stating that BID could be 2 hours, 3 hours, or even 1 hour, but it means that you didn't see the person alive before the person dying. That's like this person had died, then you are just seeing the person. You are seeing the person after die. That's BID. When the person came after the die. He now made mention of another word that they use, T something something. Then he now said time of death now is like when a patient is in their hospital, you take care of the patient and the patient now dies maybe even the next day of you in front of you. Now this person is crying before you, not, so that's time of why. That's a current my time. Then he also talked about, he also responded based on the second question that is because I said, is it possible to have BID? So, but nobody, I don't know, they shall skip that question. But obviously, from what he responded to, obviously we cannot have BID obviously we cannot have time of death 3:30 p.m. when somebody is BID at 3:20. Now, the third one, he answered it again. He said, that's the one I said, please, can you educate us if rigor mortis can set in before Kineko. So, he said rigor mortis sets in, like he said, 3 hours, after minimum 3 hours after, why? So, the next one, it was, observer asked, did you see the wife? That was somebody asked the question. The doctor said, I saw about 5 men, and later, he said, and later on, we saw one, he said, and later I saw one carrying a child, narrated a false story of, then he now narrated the false story of somebody snapping moves. So when the doctor was talking, the doctor said, I saw about five men shouting, no, this, help, or save, no. And later he saw one of them carrying the baby. So he now jumped in. He said, then there's somebody that came, he said there's somebody that was claiming that he was at our hospital. He saw Mohbad alive. He snapped with Mohbad, and the next minute the nurse followed Mohbad in, only for the nurse to come back. You all remember that record now. So he referenced the record. He said that never even happened. How can that even happen with somebody that was BID? That some people just love to clout chase. So some of us were talking, some people were saying, forget it, that is part of the script that they are giving to the public. So he said nothing of such ever happened in the hospital. So they said because of that video that was trending, that rumor that was trending, now Perez now said, the guy now said, let me go ahead. He said snapping with Mo. So they went to watch the CCTV. Yes. So he said they went to watch the CCTV, and Mo was brought in. They drove in with speed. They would have broken fence if not careful. CCTV showed, and yes, a lifeless body. So now at this point here, he now said, I will still continue. I'm almost through. This is the last part. So he now said that because of that rumor, what did he call the man that owns the rank of that person, that they had to go watch their CCTV again. So when they watched the CCTV, he looked at it, as they saw the CCTV, that's when he later now knew that the wife was there, that they came later. Now, the wife was sitting on the chair at the reception. Okay, let me quickly read it. So that I will just narrate it back the way he said it. From CCTV, he saw, I'll call this woman back, please. He said from CCTV, he saw CY sitting on chair. Nurse never went to the hospital with them. Saw her looking down and depressed. Other nurses questioned her. Then they reconfirmed him dead before they came. Okay, so now at this point here, the doctor was even now explaining that because of that record. So this is the end of this is the end. This is the last part. Now the doctor explained. He said that because of the what they call it, the lady. Sorry, because of the video of that guy saying that Mohbad, I saw Mohbad. I met him at the hospital that morning. That this. That can you all remember that one? That what happened was that because of that, the owner, I've forgotten the rank he called the man, that they all had to go watch the CCTV again. So while they were watching it, it was then that they saw the way they drove in, that the person who was driving drove in a very rough manner. That if the person wasn't careful, the person would have entered into the hospital wall and bashed it. That they were rushing and they saw Mohbad's body. They carried Mohbad's body into the hospital lifeless. So inside that CCTV, it showed Wunwo. That's why the later saw Wunwo on the chair, CY sitting down. That the nurse later showed up as well, but they showed up after they have told the guys that Mohbad was BID. You get, so they saw the video footage where they came, that the nurse, the other fellow nurses in that hospital that they work were questioning the nurse. So that nothing of such happened, but because of that guy's narrative, they had to go watch their own CCTV because they questioned them. So they had to bring out the CCTV and said, the person that they handled, if it's this same guy that they are talking about, Mohbad, was never brought in alive. It was BID. In short, it was already rigor mortis. And the CCTV footage was showing where he was even telling the guys that look at the stages of why he was showing them at the bedside that see Mohbad, see this has happened and all that, advising them that they'd done the best. Even stress compression cannot wake him up again and all that. So that was why they had to release a publication to debunk the person that was coming out trying to spoil their hospital name. So he said he needed to take he needs to take glucose at some point. So that was the end of it. So they said, okay, you can go. Thank you so much for your submission. Then when they finished, San now spoke to the magistrate. Were like, one is the next inquest that the pathologists will have to come back and it should be cross-examined, blah 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 blah. So they looked at it. Somebody said next week Friday. She said no, that's Good Friday. It's not possible. Sanchito said his son is getting married on Sunday. Blah 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 blah. Excuse me. So they started for the 25th of April, 2025. Time 11 a.m. Thank you, Ibibalolua Simide. That's the end of my story. No, the first one was bike now. This is Perez, not Curamed. Curamed doctor did not come. No be Curamed, not Perez. Yeah, I don't talk and say, it's sure for me, say Perez go come. Because Perez is competent. So thank you very much. That's all I have to do. Thank you. You better drop like I say clap. You're welcome. You're welcome. So that's it.
Nellimolly, please, Nellimolly, which day did they rush Mohbad to Perez?
Thanks for everything.
Perez was Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay.
Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. Thank you.
Wow.
Same thing as their report, and they said there's a video footage of it showing everything.
Oh.
So the beautiful thing I would say is that the driver gave us explicit of what he knows. One of the ones things, some of them are saying, they coach the driver. I said, how can you say they coach the driver? Coach the driver to talk sharp like this and smart.
Nellimolly, the driver said exactly what happened.
Yeah.
The driver was truthful enough. And that tells us when and what time Mohbad by?
Thank you, Sunshine.
See, the doctor was so diplomatic about time and when Mohbad by. Mohbad had been by since that Monday morning. When they rushed out at that 3 o'clock on that Monday morning, at the midnight, that was when that thing happened.
Yes, Monday 3 a.m. About 3 a.m.
The driver even said that if he was the one the wife is disgracing like that, he would have beat the wife in the car. Wumi is just a quick-tempered person.
Nellimolly, now tell me who did the nurse treated on Tuesday?
Nobody.
For me, Adura, allegedly.
God bless you. God bless you, allegedly. God bless you. So, see, their movie was scripted, everything was pre-planned, their plan worked.
This Wumi, I want to believe he's happy.
See, I want to please hold on.
When I was listening, let me just say something. When I was listening, right, what I could deduce is this, right? Sets of young people who did self-medication by themselves. Now, it happened that something had already happened to Mohbad. They have lost it. And yeah, I want to add to, if I should add to Karima's statement on TikTok, where she said she allegedly told Wunmi to put hand on Mohbad's distant neck to check for pulse, and there was no pulse. I feel they had already done their treatment. She contacted her sister that early hours on Monday. Her sister was not the one telling her what and what to do.
What to do.
So all those things already happened. Now they can't look at it that let us do the script that a nurse will be the one to come and take care of Mohbad. Now, could it be some people allege that Karimo said allegedly that on Monday Mohbad was already at the morgue? Could that be that that's why they were seeing coldness and wetness, or they claimed that it was water that they poured? Now, the nurse said something in a dispensation, I basically they call her, that she wasn't there when they poured water on Mohbad because Mohbad did not convulse when she was there, and when she came back, they didn't pour water on Mohbad when she got back, but it was already wet. Now, could it be, allegedly, Mohbad was already in another room, coming out of ice? When I inside freezer, they put them. We shall they inside freezer or they inside room. Now, allegedly, they brought him back from the maybe mug or from freezer, and now that coldness, that's why that water that they are seeing. Because when you put somebody in the mug, they remove them. We see water coming out like they are melting. It's ice. You are melting. Because if indeed they poured water on Mohbad, now look at the stages now. You pour water on somebody's body. You rushed him to the first hospital, which is Curamed. Now it took you almost 1 hour to get to the second hospital. Mohbad's skin should be dried and not wet for the other person to meet him wet. If Mohbad was not put inside the freezer as in a mug, please hold on 1 minute, I beg. Let's not interject each other. You will have your time to talk, please. If Mohbad was not put in a mug, one person is skillful in stages of pie. The person understands that Mohbad is getting cold, pour water so that they will not know that he has gotten to this stage of pie. So they could have poured water on the road and poured it on his body and put him in the hospital. Either of any of those kind of stage. Either they put him in the mug on Monday, in a freezer mug where they know where they will keep him. Or
Nellimolly, where I'm going, I want to go to that hospital. See the action of the wife. They said the wife was at the reception.
She sat down.
Her husband just died. No cry, nothing, no, nothing. You know, is it normal?
No, for me, it's not normal.
It's not normal. It's not normal. It is well. I don't want to say more than that. It is well.
Thank you. Fagna, you want to, before Kedu will speak, Fagna, you want to say something? Please go ahead and make your submission. What do you observe?
I'm speechless. I can't even talk.
You can't talk, but you go interject when somebody is talking.
I'm very sad.
I'm speechless. But when somebody is talking, you interject.
No, the way the girl has treated our brother is not fair. It's too much. Even my mother will never treat my father that way. No. This girl, I don't believe she's the age she's mentioning is her age. Maybe she may be 80 something or 100 plus.
All right, thank you. The sniper. Yes,
Nellimolly before sniper. Nellimolly before sniper. You know, they said they sent the nurse ran away. And the wife was saying, Baba asked the nurse to go. You understand? Later, they now saw in the CCTV that the nurse later came back. Everything is just not balanced.
Oh, sorry, let me miss.
I don't even say anything about that again because something that you said, your father-in-law said she don't have any business. He don't have any business with the nurse, so the nurse should go. And you went to the hospital and tell them that the nurse ran away. So now, how did you even see the nurse come and stand on the corona and also stand on the witness box and talk her?
No. They said that's what they told.
Why?
That's what they told the doctor. Now there is a probability that they can tell the doctor that because now you're running. This one. You are trying to put it already on the nurse.
If it is your sister who is directing you to give the dosage, just say my sister is a nurse and he's the one. That's all. Don't be lying on people. Why? You are manipulating our mind. This girl can be one of us. But if anybody has planned and you are manipulating the person like this, the person will easily severe hypertension can cause them.
Faith, you have anything to say before I call Zella?
Blame in everything. The mother.
It's okay, right? I can't say nothing.
The three of them, Allah will never forgive them. Instead of you to pack yourself and you and your husband and your children will be at one side, then you push the girl to the wall because she also have her own family. The father didn't come out to say anything. The mother said, and they didn't hear from the mother again. It's only the senior sister who's been coming out. You push, you also said something. The public we are behind you. We would have pushed them to the end. But now look at you, the mother. You want to be like a 16 years girl. Next thing that you are 16. Mama Azura, or what is the Mohbad? The way you are dressing, your age has gone more than that dressing. Following me like a this thing, you are a nursing mother, or a this thing, I don't know what to say, a nanny. Wumi has picked you as a nanny to take care of the child. Why? Is Liam only the child on earth? If Mohbad even want to to adopt 1,000 children, he would have gone to the this thing. What is the name for? Sorry. Oh, I've forgotten to adopt children there. They are adopting children there. He would have gone there and get another children. this case, we need to take our time because some of us, if we don't take our time, by the end of this case, some will run mad, and some of us will even die, and some people will get severe high blood pressure or severe hypertension. Let's put it that way. Because the girl, the story is so different. I am always jotting her stories down. The interviews, the time was different. Somewhere she said they went, it was after 40 or 50 minutes that the husband died when they got to the hospital. Some interview he said 20 minutes after. So that two things are down. And today they said that your husband is brought in dead. So if we don't take our time, you kill us before our time. You have already killed him. You have already finished with Mohbad. It's left with us, the family. You want to kill us in addition. Oh, this girl. The man has never mentioned any property. You are the one always mentioning it. When you sit everywhere, you said that the father is doing what and what because of property. Has the man asked you of property? He wants to know what killed the son. Simple. Even me, if it happens to my little girl, I have to know what happened to my little girl. I can't just go to the school there, like, fine, he's like, she's attending a boarding school, she's not with me. One day I'll just get up and go to the school, and they told me that Mandy is dead. And I'll not ask what happened to Mandy. I can't ask that. Why? Are they God? I'll ask. If they are not, if they tell me and it's not reasonable to me, I'll even report them to the police and they'll arrest them.
Partner, see, me, I don't even have business with the wife because in life, somebody can marry his or her enemy as a partner. It's not new. But to call your younger brother, your cousin, who you're feeding, these people, you're helping their life to have meaning. Your own blood, and they chose not to speak even after your death.
Why would they speak? They need property.
That's
Yeah, even those people who lead their wife to dislike their husband, to be treating the guy bad. Maybe if it was only the guy and the wife would have loved the guy because they said they've started for long. Their love story was beautiful. At the beginning, they all try and help each other up to the Malian house. So now that Darosha stepped in and Adura to step in, Wumi started treating Mohbad anyhow. As if even when the guy was at that time the guy had the NDLA problem, the girl was still with the guy. When he left the Malian house and went to Bella Shmuda's house, the girl was there with her. That was the time she was planning to kill himself, the guy. The girl was the one who saw it and told Bella, and Bella came and they begged him to get down. He shouldn't kill himself because of the Malians. So that was where the girl would have run away and leave him because he didn't have, by then he was not having nothing. And the girl was not harsh on him. But the time the family entered into the house, the girl is now like a wild lion to the husband. Or let me put it this way, a fire that even a tsunami cannot quench to the guy. Why? Why? So is this how a family is supposed to treat a brother? It's giving all of us advice. Everyone here, we are.
All right, thank you. Please, let the next person speak, please. Zella.
Molly, thank you for all the analysis. So, my own question is this: they said they're taking this person to abroad for the whatever toxicology. Is it that it was done in Nigeria? Because that was what they said when they were donating money for the GoFundMe and all of that. So what happened? Was it taken to abroad for the whatever research or whatever?
Let me just
Toxicology and this autopsy.
anyway, they said it was in abroad, so they gave the reading to. But anyway, I don't know. Abroad cannot
detect. That is your 40 million. That is your 40 million.
40 million for done in Nigeria?
No, they did it. I don't know. Madam said they do it for abroad, though. But one thing I noticed is that the result was inside a spiral bind and handout.
Dőctör was saying he will pay for this toxicology in abroad. So I think they toxicology in Nigeria.
That was the question we would have asked. Is it done in abroad? Was it done in abroad or it was done in Nigeria?
They have not finished. It will still come out. It's still coming for this thing. It was only Sanshitu that spoke. Nobody could. They just said you should come back. They will be cross-examination.
Okay, he read it.
Is going about, although one of them was saying the man mentioned time of death and date of death, which he never did. And that was why I asked Sanshitu on that live stream that was anything like that said. He said no. So because now
there was no time of death and all those informations.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard it from Arifa. I called Arifa.
He didn't say anything like that. So because I was going to ask the question. Because some people were saying, no, don't ask. We're going to answer us today, only for them to tell us no till next 20
No, the day was very peaceful.
You see, this thing was well planned.
Hell, so money don't go like that.
They are so let me tell you something. The at least the people that will go for you is just enough.
Contributing some money, so I don't understand.
Let me tell you something. The person that will just go for it is just the nurse and the spending. Nurse, they will just give some little years, spending some little years, and later you just they pardon the nurse from the debt. See, this thing they've acted is a well planned thing, and they succeeded. I'm telling you.
Now I'm bad.
When the very first day Mohbad died, my mind was, if you people even want to take it to the corona, you would have interrogated the people in the house 72 hours around Mohbad. They were the Nellimolly.
This corona to me is just a waste of time.
That was why I was saying they try and go to the court.
They just use it to buy time to do their nonsense.
Domi was trying her best, and
is it not father that did the corona inquest? They know what they are doing.
They know the reason of the corona. They know we'll never get justice. They already know that. They have paid for it.
And the family
already connected to a lot of
people. Knows what happened. So they
don't know. They pretend
they just use the public to step up in life. That's it.
I just wish everybody can understand me and they'll just take it to the court. It's better. What you are doing, there's no anything.
Enough of this corona inquest. They should take it to the court because all this I'm tired. Corona inquest. Nothing is coming out of it.
If the same thing happened to anybody else, that person will not get any help from the public. I'm telling you, because people regret on this justice. I cannot.
The guy is crying for help. He wants to lay down.
They should go this point for me. They should go and bury Mohbad. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for again now? Because they do the DNA now, they'll tell you that Liam is for him. What do we go do? We go kill ourselves. Hey.
No, Liam is not for Mohbad.
But if they do it and say that it's for Liam, what will you do?
They should go and do it anyway. That result will come positive.
Okay.
It can never be positive.
Okay, that's what we said for toxicology. Okay.
If they even joke, would do Liam to toxicology and autopsy? Because we are all angry now. So all of them in the house, we are just going to pick everybody.
That's what I'm saying. That was our hope before this corona inquest. We said, oh, it's not going to come out like this. But when it came out, what are we doing now? Everybody not rest.
Now let's start.
Now, who are you picking? Is it Darosa that is Darosa is already out of the country.
Darosa out of the country?
Someone who is going to lead the team to the party. And they allow the guy to go.
Katie Fashion, hi. Do you want to say something, Katie?
Because he's my number one suspect, so who allowed Darosa to leave the country?
Nellimolly, for your own thing, like, what do you think will be done at this stage now? Like, your own...
Let me say something. Me una know overwork una self.
Please don't tell yourself. I'll not even get with you and work self.
Have you not calculated why would please don't Wagner, wait 1 minute, please. Why would Karimo be saying go to inquest? Why are you after 3 seconds video? Why are some people who claim that they are on justice for Mohbad be screaming inquest is the way? You cannot continue with 3 seconds video. 3 seconds video. Well, take everything.
Hell.
They try to water it down. Wow.
Nellimolly, then water that 3-second video down. I heard York making jest of Yomi. I was like, this guy.
It is your plan.
I was like, man.
I was like, contribute.
I never trusted people. But they tried their best to manipulate Baba to talk to that stupid Karima girl.
Wagner, wait. Wagner, hold on. I overheard York. He was making jest of Yomi over that video. And they were laughing. I was like, why would you do such a thing?
But wait first. No, now wait for the wait till they call them Sha.
What do you want to wait for again?
Cross-examination.
No, made them they cross themselves. Made them they cross themselves.
Molly, it is what?
Cross the call.
I said I was laughing, I swear. I could not laugh out loud. I would have been rolling on the floor. I was laughing when the pathologist was. I was laughing.
I was not disappointed.
Why would you be angry?
Yeah, anything.
I was not disappointed. I expected extreme results.
Disgrace this people.
Me, I've always said something. Whatever it is, I shall know that time of night is not 3:30 p.m. That's why I still stand on it back to back.
It's midnight. It's happened midnight.
What that driver said,
I suspect from 11:59 p.m. of on Sunday to 11:59
Monday
of on Monday. In between, in short, I was like between
Mohbad died early, like Monday morning.
Midnight. Yeah.
That 3 a.m. that they all rushed out now that time.
Do you know something? We should speak out. We should voice out, and VDM will add to us. Like the VDM will be the person who can stop the corona and push it to the court.
We are not in
I beg you don't leave it. He don't try. VDA don't try. Leave VDA. You know how many cases that one they face?
Why should we do them?
Honestly,
Only the arrest is cry. You even forget of us, because
Alexis, do you want to say something? I want to go off for a beg. I don't try.
No, you go.
No,
You go rest. You don't try. Go rest. Don't
the
relax.
book where I read from how many hours? Now I used to read book. I beg.
Una try. You are a fast writer. If it's me, I'm not fast in writing like that.
The judge was asking me that what am I doing like that? I changed and I changed the scrub and I'm still in the dressing room. So
at this point, if you ask me, they should hold on to that 3 seconds. That 3 seconds video.
Wait, Nellimolly, what will you advise Yomi to do right now?
Yomi?
Yeah.
You should continue. Maybe was doing
That
one now.
3 seconds video.
Forensic. You should go and collect his phone forensic order and do phone forensic. We are even ashamed of people that have not done phone forensic.
You should go and meet this guy.
Same here. Like they were just suspecting.
And put their hand on the case. And they'll try and drag it out of the corona. And we'll take it to the court. And we'll see who will bribe again. If you can
my own
the court there, don't bring yourself. You go to Banty direct. Now adopt Liam and bring Liam to Ghana here.
May God protect that driver and bless the driver. Please, 1 minute. Lexis, do you want to say something? I want to go off. Please, I beg. I want to go off. I'm tired. Candy Fashion, are you there? I'm exhausted.
My mother is not talking of Candy Fashion.
My body is tired. Lexis, do you want to say something?
Go and relax. So, God is in control.
Let's hear you out, please.
Through this thing.
Okay. Psalm 91, please. Let's hear you. I'll drop your please. Please, let's hear like Psalm 91. Yeah. Maybe tomorrow we'll go there and analyze or talk on all these things. For now, me, I don't read. I won't go. Good evening. Psalm 91.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Yeah, welcome.
Evening.
Yeah. Sorry, Zella. I need to mute him. Your background, please. Your backgrounds are.
Someone mute me. I'm cooking jollof rice. So.
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Everybody come and join me. For me, to be honest, I wasn't really expecting anything out of the autopsy because my mind have always been telling me that nothing good will come out of this whole thing. And I even DM Mommy Rich Grace. I said, I'm having a strong feeling that the autopsy should not be carried out in Nigeria. I have a strong feeling. I don't know why. And secondly, I'm not even sure that specimen was taken from Mohbad's body. So I've been having that feeling since. She said, okay, I said, yeah, because you are close to Mohbad. So I think it's better for you to reach out to him to give him some ideas on the whole thing. She said, okay. So I'm not really being bothered. Today, to tell you, to be honest, I'm already used to this whole thing because every time they keep lying. I have cried for Mohbad a lot. I don't want to cry anymore. I just want to pray for him, keep praying for him. People that did this to him, that God will punish them. They will not go unpunished. But to say you keep crying every day, trust me, I used to cry. Sometimes my baby will come, Mommy, are you okay? Are you crying for Mohbad again? He be wiping my, honestly. So now I just like, you know why? Like if my tears could bring Mohbad back, I won't be crying like this. So now the only thing we can do is to pray to God and continue to hold on to that evidence that when me push my brother, he knocked his head on the floor. Because we all talk about how Mohbad neck was bent in the cutting. So we should hold on to that. I don't care about Mohbad. Secondly, he needs to come and tell the world where were they autopsy carried out? Which lab?
the name of the pathologist. We need to know everything. The same way we contested against the government.
I don't understand the father again. You are seeking justice for your son, and now you didn't do anything, and you are just, you even contributed some money we don't understand. If the this toxicology and autopsy has not been done, then the man, we can't trust our father again.
Yeah, so he
Please, please. I'm at work. My patient was not up to 5 cm. Now we are at 5 cm, so I'm taking her to the delivery room. So I'll just
don't even cry for this. Just wherever you go to pray, remember Mohbad. Okay? That's the only thing I can tell you. The
police in our prayers.
If police want to do their job, the only thing maybe.
Go ahead, we can hear you, Sam.
I wish everybody all the best. Good night. Bye.
Those that were around Mohbad.
Thank you. Good night. Good night.
To be arrested and questioned, because all their statements they are just lying and contradicting one another. They are not being straightforward with their statement. So if police want to really work, they can do that, then the truth will come out. Because nobody will want to go down for
the driver was straightforward.
On the driver?
The driver was straightforward. The driver that drove them to this thing.
Oh.
That drove them to the show. They experienced the fight. It was even accurate.
I know I said I know you are tired. Can you just explain a little bit to me? I'm sorry, Nellimolly. I've been so busy.
Hey. Nellimolly have tried today. Let her go and rest. Maybe we have to continue tomorrow again about the driver thing. But me, I believe what that driver said with all of the narration you gave. I believe that driver.
Yeah,
the time he gave. Yeah. You know, of course, they said the driver followed them home. We did not believe. You understand it? I don't know if you heard about that narrative there.
But when I even now started believing, somebody came to comment on my live stream saying that the driver is somebody that he knows, like his younger brother's friend or something. That the guy said the issue that happened in the car, that like it was serious one. Like, I can never forget that Mohbad and the wife had serious issue. So I was like, it would be good if we come, only for him to come. And even said that what he can relate it to, that is violence and is a serious one.
Okay, Nellimolly, are you not for me? Am I saying that what lifestyle says it's a lie? Abi? I said those narration lifestyle giving us, is a lie? The lifestyle narrative that is given to us.
It's a lie. Say he sleep for car.
In a phone drink. You don't know what he can do. You don't know it now. He open eyes in our house. Then they.
Let's come back.
These children.
The role of the driver now. Now the role of driver is the role of the driver.
The call of Mohbad is dead. When he was aware of that, the driver specifically states that time and the day. The
driver talked about this. He said he was called on the 10th. That the agent, he is just I
know those ones. I'm talking of the day he received the call that go to the police station and
It's on Tuesday. He said it. He said he left the house Monday morning. That's why I took my time to give you the narration. I gave you in series now. He said he slept, that nobody left the house. So that Darosha testimony that he left the house around what time, I don't know where that one is coming from. He said when they came in, he packed. He said nobody came out of that house from the time they entered at that 1:30 a.m. He said nobody came out.
I understood all those parts.
So he now left to go and do his car, to go and do his class.
It's clear.
Nobody left. No argument. He left to go and repair his glass around between 12 to 1, yes. He left to go and do his glass in is it Ladipo where? He went to repair his glass and that was all. He said Tuesday morning That was when he got the call around 9 a.m. or 11.
Are you hearing CK?
Between 9 to 11.
No, I'm not arguing. I'm
That
just
go
trying
to
to
the
know.
police station. I'm not there, so I'm only telling you what he said.